Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Low Budget LCS. I'm Popoba. I am joined today by the best force, the less force. It's gonna be, it's gonna be kind of like, do you ever have ice cream that has a chocolate ribbon flowing through it? That's gonna be what the puns are. That chocolate ribbon is less force puns. So they're gonna be folded through the broadcast. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really nice. This is semifinals for commercial because commercial is a fucking massive bracket. Also, him the guy won. Thank you very much for the subscription. You know what you're gonna do. You're gonna go to the Denny's in Vermont, outside of Burlington. Talk to our brother Todd. Pancakes and waffles are on us. Yeah, unfortunately, it does have to happen. I was looking at the strength of schedule per se. Does look if I'm looking at this raw, which I haven't been paying the closest attention to the commercial this season. I don't know. My brain's just not functioning right now. Um, I would say Tewmpest Fwame are the lead here. However, you were starting to convince me in the pre-show that that's not the case. Oh, they can't hear you. Hang on. It's yeah, it's not working. Oh, check 1 2. Go again.
Check, check 1 2, check 1 2. Hearing the voices again.
Yeah, I was hearing the voices. Damn. All right, we missed out on all of that. Yeah, okay. Take it from the top again. Tell me why High Alert are in fact going to put the emergency services onto the Snack Bears.
Well, first I gotta, obligatorily, say hello to chat once again. They didn't hear my first introduction. We won't go through that whole spiel. So hello everybody. With that said, High Alert, they were the third seed in their group, but I covered, commercial. I followed it pretty closely, past couple seasons. I think Group A was by far the hardest of the groups. I think all the teams that made playoffs were super, super tough. I think Homo Symbion's Team Backflip, really strong teams. I think High Alert could have been a 1 seed, potentially, if they were in another group. They didn't have to face all these tough teams. So they come in as a 3 seed, but I think they're a lot stronger than that. And I think that this, in another alternate timeline, could have been a finals match. So it's a bit of a shame that someone's got to go home today.
Well, I feel like when you have a bracket that is as big as our commercial bracket, you're gonna get some amount of like the teams when you get to this point are gonna be good. They just are. Um, So we will be waiting to see, just to set people's expectations for what's coming up stream wise. Let's see. When is the other match happening? Actually, I thought I knew, and then I realized I didn't.
So Team Backflip and Team Volatility Arcana are likely going to be watching this stream pretty closely because their match is on
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
So whoever, they're going to be keeping an eye to see who they're going to be facing next week in the championship. So yeah, got tonight first match, semifinals, next match Sunday. Should both be very, very good games.
Yeah, and then we've got financial finals for y'all next Thursday. And then I think you'll just have the commercial files and the season will be done. But we are going to get into pick ban here. Gwen Jinx going to be taken away from Tewmpest Fwame. Udyr and Zig's going to be the bans away against High Alert.
Jinx just one of those picks right now. You got to ban it or you got to pick it on B1. It's just so unbelievably strong with those resets. The Tewmpest Fwame bans are more team specific. The bot laner Nesnud for High Alert, I believe, is a Zig's one trick. Udyr, I think Zax. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think he went at least 5-0 in LBLCS games this season on it. It's by far his best pick, and then there's the Gangplank. That is Bear TV's signature top lane pick. So
is it Bear TV or is it Barty? I thought it was Barty.
Well, also it is Bear TV, but the reason he's called Barty is LeChant simply misread it the first time on stream.
Of course.
And we thought it was funny, so that 2 seasons later, he's immortalized as Barty.
Yep.
Xayah first pick, though.
Yeah, Xayah first pick. I mean, they banned away 2 AD carries, so they're really trying to narrow down the pool here. Who do you think are the options left that are good at this meta? Ezreal going to be answered right away.
Yeah, Ezreal is going to be my first, second, and third choice, I think. I think as super safe, you can go a lot of different directions with it. You can go like a roaming support. You can also go like a scaling. I think that it's totally fine to pick something safe in the bot lane. Go with the Ezreal, just work your way through the game. Maokai is going to be the hover. That is a flex pick with this team. I do know their support also plays Maokai. I don't know. Their support likes to play a lot of interesting picks. They pick like Swain, Poppy, Shaco. They played in finals last season. They got a lot up their sleeve, and we got the Orin answer into the Cassante.
Not gonna lie, if anyone plays Shaco, they're immediately my nemesis. That is
spoken like a true jungler.
That is one champ where I'm like, oh, if Shaco got deleted from League, I think it would be a slightly better game. Just it would be good. It would be beautiful. Life would be.
I mean, I'm not objecting. I mean, that wouldn't be my first choice. I mean, my take would be Sion, but like I wouldn't miss Shaco either.
Sion, interesting. Okay, is that just because of cheese strats or like what?
Yeah. I'm just like not. I don't think it's super healthy. The whole like, hull breaker passive like I'll die 17 times and wreck your base type of deal. Tank Sion, big fan of, but it's like you just don't see it too often these days.
No, this is interesting. Do you think this Seraphine is going into the hands of Zanduedueda, or do you think it's going to the hands of Wahaj?
It's so tough because I think Seraphine. I feel like Seraphine relies on gold quite a bit, and so like in the support role that doesn't, you just don't have the same type of income. So like if I was the one drafting for Tewmpest Fwame, I would be sending it mid lane, but the benefit of being on red is, you have to make High Alert kind of call your shot. Where is this going? What do we send bans support? Do we send bans mid lane? Right now, they're just banning out junglers, while Tewmpest Fwame are banning out some mids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Banning what's really left on the table. They're calling the Maokai probably isn't going into the mid lane. That comfort there. Yeah, will be interesting to see what gets picked up here.
Now, it would be good if they pick I was going to say, if you pick the jungler here, then you really force High Alert to kind of make the call now where that Seraphine's going, and then if it's looking good mid, you can send it mid. If it's looking good support, you can send it support.
Well, this is so another thing is Cassante could technically be flexed to the mid lane as well. You can send Seraphine places. Technically, Ezreal could. They do have a quite flexible first 3. I do expect they're probably going the more traditional orientation of Cassante in the top lane, Ezreal ADC, and then Seraphine the flex. But there is potential there for champions to swap around.
I'm liking what High Alert's got going here. I think it's a very kind of like stock standard comp over here. We do need to see. I think we need to see a support to round it out. I'm assuming the Maokai's jungle could see a lot of interesting things here come out for Kiale. It's gonna be, as they completely drain the clock here, gonna be Soraka in the support role. So now we'll find out what Tewmpest Fwame's magic plan here is.
Yeah, and you were saying earlier that Tewmpest Fwame are a team that likes to scale. Am I correct? They just sort of
Yes.
They scale into you and win. This is a best of 3 x the beard. So how do you feel like scaling is so far? I mean, right now it looks like High Alert kind of has that market cornered a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we see the Sona, though. I mean, Sona, Seraphine, Ezreal, Lilia, if they go the route of Aegis build that I'm personally a big fan of at the moment. I think there's a lot of scaling on both sides. I think the early game, to me, would favor High Alert. I think they should be able to kind of dictate things a little more. You know, with like a Sona, Ezreal, Seraphine, like you're not necessarily going to have the most early game agency, I don't think. But late game, that could be a monster. But then again, on the other side, you know, you've got that Ornn, the ticking time bomb with the items and stuff. So I feel like this is going to be a long game.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to watch. The one thing that I'm concerned for, also for Tewmpest Fwame, is they've drafted a very AP-heavy damage composition here. And normally, MR items, you don't have the best itemization for a lot of damage dealers. However, if we're talking Maokai, we're talking Ornn, there's some pretty good itemization that those two champions can utilize. So it's going to be quite interesting to see. I think how builds adapt throughout this game, because normally MR items you just don't see them that often, and I think this game there's quite a place for them to shine.
Yeah, not really a lot of AD from Tewmpest Fwame. I mean, that does play into and SNC has such hard to pronounce names. Is it Xiamu? I believe that's how you pronounce the AD carry's name. They could have a field day with the poke, but Ezreal is also not like, you know, it benefits from having that long fight, you know, getting those Qs off, and not necessarily the same DPS of like, you know, an Azaya, a Kaisa, a Jinx. I mean, we saw all those picked or banned, but it's going to be something SNC has to keep in mind, I think.
Yeah, I am curious how this game goes. But all right, I'm going to set up Schmeckle betting. If you are betting Schmeckles, or as you bet Schmeckles, where are you putting your money where your mouth is? Where's it going?
So I'm a big gambler. Schmeckles, you know, you name it. I will absolutely be betting here. I feel like the comp for High Alert is just easier to execute. You know, you got the CC, you got the front line, you've got the damage coming out of Syndra and Zaya. You know, good spread. I think I like High Alert's comp more. So I'm gonna put my Schmeckles on High Alert. But I'll wait and see until where the bets are going, because if the money's
odds.
good, yeah, exactly.
If the odds are right, we take the play. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm sitting on a little Schmeckle nest egg here. You'll have to rest them for my cold dead fingers. Yeah, I do love some spelled tournament. Whoever did the tags for the stream.
Yeah, so it's actually been like that for a while. At one point, because what's his name, Kato 1000 signature Warwick player mentioned it one time in community, like
a
weeks
man
ago.
after my heart, as another Warwick name.
I saw it. I went in as like the mod view, and I took off that tag. Yet somehow it has ended back. It's ended back up on there, eternal. And so like I didn't know if it was like supposed to be there intentionally spelled wrong. So like I didn't take it off a second time. You know, fear of.
I think it's supposed to be there, and it truly. I mean, I think it's intentional. You know, you don't want a tournament when you come to the low budget LCS. You want a tournament. Okay.
I see. Or another theory,
Uh-huh.
perhaps it's a play for those out there in the Twitch audience that also can't spell tournament, and perhaps
So
when
if you don't spell tournament right, we're gonna get you, and we want people who are illiterate so they can't tell what's happening.
I'm just saying like that might be an option. Like maybe that's overthinking it, but I think at worst that's like an unintended benefit of it.
Classic. Yeah. Well, we are going to be waiting for the
Ooh.
spectator delay here in the client. Little Robot Man. There are a few things in life that are certain. One of them is Little Robot Man, and yes, LeChance does in fact lick. It's was the greatest piece of investigative reporting I've ever seen when that expose hit. No.
Mm-hmm. And he still, seasons later, still cannot financially recover.
Yeah,
He's
it's been quite the trial for him.
see
Waffle
some
sales have helped.
wop. I don't know. Do we want to get into this right now? Or we want to save that? Like,
We can get into it right now. Right now, it's a great time to get into it.
Yeah, we got a couple minutes on the spectator delay. So chat. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a very big pro waffle propaganda train running through the LBLCS this season.
I wouldn't call it propaganda.
Well, we'll let chat decide.
It's the Cuisinart double flip Belgian round waffle maker. I mean, it's not propaganda if it's just one of the best breakfast cooking apparatuses I've ever laid my hands on.
Well, you gotta look at it from the outside, right? If you're a neutral breakfast enjoyer, you probably see all this waffle talk and you say, "Hey, man, where are the pancakes at?" And I think I respect waffles. I respect what they do for the breakfast game. I think they're an all-star starter, but to only highlight waffles, I think that the pancake people are voiceless and they need a voice for the voiceless. So I'm here to cause civil war and stand up on behalf of the pancake people against Big Waffle and the LBLCS. That is my stand.
I hear you. My counterpoint is I have one tool. It is a waffle maker. If I put pancake batter in the waffle maker, does that count as a pancake or is that a waffle?
No, well, like, it's going to come out as a waffle, right? It's just I mean, the ingredients are pretty similar. I'm not a baker, but I think that like the core essence of waffles and pancakes are the same. But if it's in a waffle machine and it goes into the little divots or however the machine works, it's gonna come out a waffle, which I think really highlights my point of like you're taking the essence of pancakes, grounding it up into bits, and turning it into a waffle. I'm just saying, Big Waffle has taken over the LBLCS.
Okay. I mean, waffles are just better than pancakes, so I don't know what to say.
I mean, I'm gonna hard disagree here, right? I mean, pancakes, you can stack them, you can eat them from the stack. Like, sure, you can do it. You can stack a waffle, but it's gonna be more like building Legos, and it's not gonna be as clean to.
Building Legos is fun as fuck.
Yeah, but haven't you ever heard the saying like "Don't play with your food"? Like,
okay, but a hot take. Have you ever? There's some book about a cricket. Okay. That says it is good to play with your food, and I'm definitely in the play with your food camp. Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're a play with your food kind of guy, I mean, who am I to? Oh, I don't know if you're familiar, but SNC, they do spam ping a lot at the start of the game.
Yes, I have muted the chat, but I am still getting the audio notification. It is quite incredible. Now we are polling the chat here: pancakes or waffles, and I am just saying, pancakes are 2 to 14 right now.
Now I didn't want to waste my schmeckles, but there is the option to bet with schmeckles, so like, I might. Again, if I really put my money where my mouth is, I really should kind of step up and just go all in on this poll that has no long-term significance.
No benefit, no gain, just pride on the line here. Listen, okay. It may not be entirely true that the only cooking apparatus I have here is a waffle iron. I do, in fact, actually have a plug-in griddle. It just doesn't fit on my little side table here that I use to cook for stream. However, if there's enough interest, maybe for finals, I can see if I can pull out the griddle and do stream pancakes.
Well, sign me up. I'll spend at least 30,000 on finals pancakes.
Okay.
While we're in a bit of a lull here, I know the count has been kidnapped, but I just want to make sure I'm on the same page with you. So, however that can be
151, 152,
right.
153, 154, 155, 156, 157, 158, 159. It is good to be back, my friend. I have escaped from the basement of Sammy to slap.
No, well, hopefully you've gotten away from, because he worked pretty hard to kidnap you the first time, and once he hears that you've broken out of the basement, he's gonna come find you.
Oh no, I think he's coming.
The count had to go. I think there was some knocking coming from his end, so we'll have to see what that's all about. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this game goes. By the way, me shoutcast? Yeah? Good?
Yeah, yep, you're good.
We do see Gwait Snake happen up, as is Zax. Zax being a little bit behind here, but that is somewhat to be expected. Meanwhile, we've got a little bit of a noodle fight in the top lane.
Top lane loves the noodle fights. One of their favorite things to watch. You know, there could be a massive fight in the drag area, but if Maokai and Sejuani are hitting each other topside, that's what we're gonna see.
Yeah, and you love to see it. I love a good wet noodle fight because it's like people talk about time to kill in like FPS video games. It's like an indicator of, and I think there's an argument for it to be used in League as well, where like if time to kill is high, it allows for like longer term, more skill expression. So yeah, I mean, if you have high time to kill like you do in the top lane, you get to watch the beauty of these two laners clashing back and forth. A root's gonna land on a Zondo Dueda there.
Yeah, bot lane's been pretty aggressive, I think. There's been a lot of trading really on both sides. Bear, though, might be in trouble.
Yeah, SNC Gwait Snake gonna be here, but Palm Bear is gonna flash out, goes unstoppable. Is just going to be able to get under the turret nice and safely. Gwait Snake, though, going to make sure that the top lane crashes for their laner.
That was really heads up there from Bear. Flashed away and then saved their W, which has, the unstoppable, for Cassante flashing in, trying to get that knockback. Just ends up being a trade of summoners, and Bear will happily collect this wave under his tower.
Yep. And if you're Ornn, you take those all day, every day. You guys might be able to see my cat right now. Demanding my attention. Right behind the wall here. Get burned, buddy. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Great cue there from Gale. Gale is how you pronounce that?
Yep. Kiale. Been pronounced a couple ways on stream, but have played with him and can confirm it is Kiale. Yeah, pretty aggressive support player, I would say. Definitely doesn't like to sit back. Even on something like Soraka, probably going to be looking to poke pretty heavy.
Oh, do we want to get the best quality viewers, followers, chatbots, etc.? Apparently they have flexible and convenient order management panel.
Yeah, that's a tempting offer. I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna go ahead and tell them we're not interested. I think.
Yeah.
But if someone says otherwise, like one of the Fuggleberry Finn's into it, I might send him his way.
Oh yeah. Or that guy Mighty. I hear he's in all kinds of shady shit.
Yeah. Schmecklegate, perhaps.
If y'all haven't watched Schmecklegate, please do it. It's so good. I wanna be able to do something like Schmecklegate again, but we need to have like a something happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just like have a court system, come out of nowhere. Unironically, really funny episodes. Like what, 45 minutes of a
Oh, it's so
fictitious
good.
courtroom, or
Yeah.
actually, it's a totally legitimate courtroom. My bad.
It's a very legitimate courtroom, under the supervision of Judge Buggleberry Finn. Okay. It features some of your favorite low-budget LCS personalities. Of course, you have Buggleberry Finn and LeChance. You also have Ev Dingus, legendary sleep streamer. I believe Rescued is featured on there. Just, I mean, impeccable stuff.
Yeah, highly recommend. I think Ruffian actually posted the video in community the other day, so if you're really interested, or you could just go to the YouTube. It is on there. Been kind of a bit of a lull state. Nothing too crazy happening, which is kind of what I figured. You have two really scale-heavy teams just not looking to make too much happen. Plus it being semifinals, game one. You don't want to get off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, nerves maybe a little bit here. I think we'll have to see once things start getting a little bit more, into the gameplay what's happening. Really good immune from that stun by Habear. But Great Snake is lying in rate here. Great Snake's gonna go... Okay, gonna tag him with the E, but Ornhorn now available, but it doesn't matter! Great Snake gets the first blood.
Yes, snuck in through that brush, wasn't seen. Bear thought he was safe to go in for that trade, but first blood over to Lilia, one of the people you really want to get that on if you are SNC. Just as we say, it's a slow early game. Bit of a curse there.
Yeah. A little bit cursed from the casters, as it be. We do have a pretty decent gold lead here, about 1,000 gold here for Tewmpest right now, as they've accrued some minor CS leads in the top lane, as well as that kill. Neznu has to be... Is it Neznu D or Neznud?
I think
flash
it's...
forward. Hazak's gonna be looking for the knockback. He's gonna find it on Jiamuwu, but Jiamuwu gonna be able to flash, gonna be able to heal. And that's gonna be 3 sums, but now Great Snake and Wahaj are here. A beautiful encore is gonna land, combined with the Lily ult, gonna mean that Zandwa Dwayda gets a kill, Wahaj gets a quill. A quill. God, the W's have me.
There's so many W's and so many X's on this team.
It's very intentional. It's very intentional. But
100%.
Really good roam there from Wahaj and Great Snake, moving together through the river, landing the ultimates, layering their CC, and it meant that the members of High Alert they couldn't move, they couldn't deal damage, there was no counterplay possible. SNC just picks up a couple more kills, and it has been a slow early game, but it's starting to feel like it's going to be creeping in one side's favor.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to fall too far behind in a scale-heavy matchup like this. You down about 2K. You gotta find a way to kind of slow things down. Maybe gonna see a trade in the top with that ult.
Yeah, gonna go in, but what's gonna happen just yet? Q is gonna land back. Hazax is gonna be available. Habear's incredibly low. Here comes the twisting advance call of the Forge God is gonna land. Brittle proc not gonna be landed, but Hazax gets it anyway.
And that's a big return kill. I mean, it goes over to the Maokai, who is going AP, so does have, that more... The gold definitely matters a bit more. They're trying to rush that Demonic. They were on the Rift Herald, so they gave that up. One got the kill. Gonna be a bit of gold back in the top side.
Yeah. And a little bit of gold being returned is really nice. That gold being portable, getting it onto the jungler, is going to be quite nice here for High Alert. See if they can get a little bit more... activity done now that there is a chunk of change over on the side of SNC, because you can bring that golden spread around.
Gonna be interested to see if we see a fight around this Rift Herald. Of course, Zax was doing it initially. Probably gonna look to reset here relatively soon, sitting on about 1,400 gold after he kills the Grump. Could look to make a play with Ornn. I mean, I think this top side should still be fairly strong.
Yeah. Should still be good. Interested to see where the junglers go next. Right now, only the Herald is up, so I would expect to maybe see some kind of play around that. Just taking a peek at gold. It's about what you'd expect. Not too much else. We're going to see a little bit of fighting in the bot lane. Jiamuwu taking quite a bit of damage there. But Zonda Dueda able to trade it back with an empowered auto. Hazax starts up the Herald here. He's going to be tagged by Lilia. Lilia ult is going to be available here, but will fall off in the passive. Offrog now going to be moving.
Good rotation from SNC. They snuffed it out. Oh, that snare.
Ooh, Root's going to land on the Zonda Dueda, but isn't going to last for too long. Ultimate's going to be used as Nesnude. Ooh, Twisting Advance, though, going to be utilized, and they're going to come down here to fight in the river. Dr. Explosive going incredibly low. Herald's going to fall. Who got it? I'm not quite sure. Lily goes down, going drowsy. They get Zax in the end, and now Haber is incredibly low. Frog is going to be left alone. They may have gotten the Herald, but they also got the kill.
This Lilia is going to be a bit of an issue. The more kills and the KP they're getting, Lilia is a really strong carry right now.
8 stacks on that Dark Steel. If you upgrade that bad boy, there's only 2 stacks more to go till you get that move speed boost, which is so huge on champions like Lilia. Vega, welcome back. Vega has returned from a journey. He's now back with us here in the Low Budget LCS, where he belongs. Where's he Call of the Forge God not going to land here?
Look, they're just going to look to reset the wave. You do have drag coming up in about a minute and a half. We'll see if these top laners, want to come down for it. I certainly think that SNC can kind of dictate the fight if they won. But yeah, Vega, hopefully we get to hear his voice on the airwaves before the end of the season. Had to go on vacation there. Imagine, right? But got a couple games left for him.
Yeah, should be good. I mean, there's a game Sunday. I don't know if we have anyone signed up to stream that one yet.
Rumor had there's a streamer. I just I'm not sure if a certain pairing is coming back out the woodworks or if they're to be determined.
Alrighty, well, we are going to see this Herald is going to be utilized bot lane. Going to put some gold into the hands of High Alert here. Twisting Advance going to be utilized as well. They're going to dive Great Snake here. Gale going to tank first, and now the ultimate going to be utilized. Great Snake, Wait Snake, going to be forced to flash away, but not too much more going to happen.
And I like the look. You get the flash off Lilia, keeps you pretty protected. Seraphine kind of by themselves, but those are low health bars right before this dragon. So I'm not sure if High Alert are going to be able to capitalize too hard.
Yeah, High Alert probably not going to get the dragon here, but ooh, Ezreal might be in a little bit of trouble. Jaimu able to get out of there. A little bit of an arcane. Yeah.
Good cleanse. Probably saved their life there. And Lilia and Seraphine, they're dancing around the drag. They're starting it up. They feel like they've got the advantage. Should go over to him here.
Yeah, health bars not the healthiest on the side of High Alert, but obviously there is potential for a little bit of Maokai's damage to tick over. Is just going to get taken, though, by SNC. We're now looking at about a 2.3k gold lead.
Yeah, slow-ish and steady. It was good there. You got some tower damage bot. You're letting Ornn get those levels. I mean, the quicker Ornn can get to those ornaments, the better High Alert are feeling. That gold lead, it's what, about two and some change, but you get those Ornn upgrades, and that's quickly gonna disappear, even around these potential Dragon Soul fights, potential Baron fights. I think Bear's a really big piece here. Next 10 or so minutes.
Yeah, so this is actually a good question. I've been asking this around. How do you feel about Baron on this current patch? As we may have to hold that as a good knockup. Is going to keep Dr. Explosive here for now. Will be rooted coming out of that push forward, but Great Snake is available, and there's going to go the all-out. Lots of damage going there on the Hazax. They're going to go Drowsy, but coming up from the mid lane is Hot Frog. Meanwhile, we can go back to the bot lane. SNC Great Snake taking damage. Ultimate is available here for Frog. Is going to be utilized there on Dr. Explosive. Dr. Explosive, though, staying alive. Dr. Explosive gets a shield. Finally falls down, but Great Snake getting Haber, or Barty, as we know from the Twitch chat. And it's only a matter of time before this Frog gets turned into some prime French cuisine. Playing the very fancy, but Boisage is now going to be available. Q, though, not quite going to land. And I think the time is up. I think Hot Frog can execute. Oh, no. So sad.
Trying to stun him back, yeah. Another just good fight. I mean, they had the CC. Explosive was able to survive long enough for reinforcements to come. That whole time, Seraphine was pushing out the mid lane. Definitely a good play there overall from SNC. That being said, to answer your question, I think Baron is absolutely terrible at the moment. It takes forever to kill,
Yeah.
and the death timers, I feel like it's so much more coin flippy at this point, and so I try to steer clear from it, but the teammates, when they see, Baron come up in solo duo, they flock to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that has been my read on it as well. I mean, I always like to take Barons, so sometimes I'm a little bit more like, hey, can we do Baron here? And my whole team's like, no, haven't you learned how many times we have to teach you this lesson, old man? As a jungler, you want to take objectives. Right now, Baron is hard. We do see those 10 Magi stacks, and we do see the Magi's coming out here for Great Snake. So he is going to have that increased move speeds. Only has tier 1 boots right now, but that will be a very, very fast deer.
Very fast and very strong deer. The full stacks, head into the library. Not going to quite be able to steal that whole camp, but they got the Leandries. These tanky members of High Alert are in trouble. Speaking of Kiala here,
oh, Kiala just going to flash away. Yeah, Great Snake really is pressuring here. Ooh. All right. Let's talk macro. If you are, let's say you are Hazaxian, all right? What are the calls you're making to help your team get sort of, not necessarily back into it, because I don't think they're out, but put yourself on a slightly more solid footing going into the mid to late game?
I mean, honestly, I think if you're Zach, I mean, as the jungler, jungle player, I think I got to get back into the game myself here. You're 2 levels down on Great Snake. There's a lot of trading, a lot of people mid lane, so I'm like watching to see if something's gonna happen.
I think advance is going to be utilized here. Zondo Dueto will be caught, but is going to be able to just be chilling underneath that turret. Hawfrog may have an angle, but just a little bit too far there. They're going to use it to get this mid cryo. Now Dr. Explosive may be cut off in the river, but Great Snake is nearby. Call of Forge God will land, however, and they're going to be able to free hit for a while. Ezreal goes over the top, and all out. Not quite able to do it, but a huge Lilia ultimate. Not going to be able to hit the encore. Great Snake looking to go in and do the damage, but you are in alone versus 4 people right now. Nessus D looking to 1v1 the AD carry on the backside, forced to flash over the wall. Not quite going to be able to tag by the Ezreal Q. Great Snake is able to get one, but Great Snake gets knocked up. Are they going to be able to do another Q? That's one more burning down. Hawfrog manages to claim the kill, but Great Snake takes them down before they die.
They get 2. It costs them a lot, though. That's 3 down. Nesna in a lot of trouble. I don't know if they're going to dodge that way. Oh, that. One more Q.
Frog is going to land out of the week, but Wahaj just able to get it.
Yeah. Really, I mean, the gold didn't shift too far in that fight, but that's going to be a top tower push. This could be an opportunity that High Alert could head to the Dragon, and I do see some pings over there, because SNC will be late on this reset. So, I don't know, denying that soul point, I think, would be really good.
I don't actually hate that play. I actually like it quite a bit from High Alert, because generally speaking, the rule I follow is if you are behind and you trade kills, maybe even go a kill down, it's still net benefit for you, particularly if you're looking to scale, because there comes a point in the game where only so many items can be bought. And if you get to that point faster, not that we're really there yet, 4K gold lead, is not insurmountable, but if you get there faster, then the game evens out sooner. So just having access to gold, having access to itemization, is going to be very important here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all posturing down here. Syndra has the TP, so I think their call, and I like this call. I mean, Maokai is looking to fish for a steal. I don't think it's in the cards, but he's still looking.
Going forward, but he is going to get all out backed. And Dragon will go down before he can blast on his way back in a bit. So High Alert are just going to look to pick up this mid tower. They will get collapsed on here from Tewmpest Fwame. We'll have to see if Haber and Nessus D can get it out. Rooted is going to go encore, landed onto the AD carry. Haber going to find a really good knockup on the back end there, but will find themselves in the middle of 4 people. Percent health damage burning them down. They save their AD carry and nobly give themselves up as sacrifice.
Give yourself up, and that's going to be a 20-minute Baron. Zax is in the bot lane trying to shove that out.
Do you think if They all backed, so I don't know if they can contest this, but it's not going that fast. There is some time. There's just no one in the area to fight on this.
I think if Maokai was closer, which I think it's just a good read from SNC, they saw that Maokai was shoving out that bot wave, so they have this timer. I think they could have looked to gone in for a flip with objective bounties. I wouldn't have hated the call, but ultimately that's a very early Baron, which is something. This is the third game, second series that I've gotten to watch in playoffs of SNC, and this is the third time that they've gone for a super early Baron. It's like 20 minutes on the dot, they're looking to make a play on it.
Super early Baron here. It's Snack Bears, right? Yeah.
Yeah, SNC, Snack Bears, Tewmpest Fwame. Jackie Boy loves to say Tewmpest Fwame. Any and all suffice.
You say Tewmpest Fwame or Tewmpest Fwame? I say
Fwame is just like it's like the more fun way to say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Objectively, it just has to be more fun. I say Fwame. It's like a tomato type deal. Either's good.
We'll have to see what the people in chat prefer. Yeah, lots of Tewmpest Fwame fans in the chat today. Okay, twisting advance going to be utilized. Wahaj not going to be rooted up there. Beautiful hide behind the Sona. Bondwood Raider providing body block there, but lots of damage, and Sleep coming through now. Going to be utilized, but not going to end up being a kill, so that cooldown is now not available. Oh, but Dr. Explosive just coming in behind the turret, going to go all out here onto Frog. And they don't take damage. They're in deep under 2 turrets. They are going to fall for their trouble, but it means that the inner mid turret will be picked up. Call the Forge God going to be utilized. We'll find one. Now Zaimu Wu's going to be in the base, going to be looking to do the damage, but is going to be rooted up and is going to be shut down. So a little bit trading back. They are getting objectives, but they're also trading kills.
Yeah, and the thing with getting those kills, you can always get kills. That objective money, that's not going to last forever. Eventually you're going to run out of towers, and that does offer opportunities for High Alert. If they can get this gold in their pockets, they can get these levels, which is just really where High Alert are just they're just a little under leveled at the moment. Boahaj at 14, almost 15, got a couple levels on the Syndra. Jungle we've seen pretty far ahead in the level department, although it's kind of evened out. As the farming has started to slow down there. I think there's opportunity here at this dragon in a minute and a half, and if you're High Alert, you have to contest it. An Ocean Soul with a Lilia, a Seraphine, and a Sona. That sounds unplayable.
A little tough to deal with.
So yeah, I don't know if Orin can get to if they could get the upgrade for either Syndra or Xayah, I think that'd be huge. But I don't know where they're at on their XP track here.
Do you think you do Syndra or do you do the Xayah?
I think I would do Xayah. I think Neznud. I think they've been playing pretty well. Obviously, they haven't died. They've got those 2 items. They're sitting on. They'll probably be sitting on some components come the dragon fight. So I think setting them up to succeed would be my play. But I think you could go fine with either or.
Yeah, I would agree. I would slightly favor Neznud as well. I just think having your AD carry strong is so valuable, especially if you're trying to burn that Kazante. Hey, Wahaj here might be in a little bit of trouble. Will just flash over the wall there, but now Great Snake goes incredibly low. Is going to be forced to utilize the Zanyas. Gonna have to watch flash away. Call the Forge God, knock the land, but the twisting advance is going to be able to find it. Bonk back into the team, a knock up, a Brittle proc. Great Snake still staying alive. Ultimate going to be utilized, but shut down. Goes over to the enemy jungler, Hazax, claiming their revenge now. Encore going to be used over the wall. Kale using the ultimate to stay alive. Uses that wish. Meanwhile, Dr. Explosive takes out Neznud from the back of the fight, but Soraka can heal from over a wall. They're going to trade their junglers. This dragon is not free just yet, but a beautiful fight from High Alert.
And that's what High Alert needed. They're not done yet. They're trying to keep him up.
Zaimu was able to find one. Wahaj going quite low in the backline, but being very annoying. And Zaimu Wu is keeping them poked out. Like I said, this dragon is not free, but they definitely want to try to take it. Lilia respawning in 5.
I think Syndra, you gotta try to get a quick reset off here. Come back. You got gold. You need the health. It's a tough spot because Ezreal can kind of just poke him off this drag for sure.
Oh, they're gonna look. Ezreal gonna E forwards. Zaimu Wu You'll have to be a little bit careful, but yeah, Frog is poked out of this. Right now, you're on the verge of giving away the Ocean Drake. Nesnude looking to come into the back of the pit, looking to claim it for themselves with the root collar, but it's not going to quite be enough. Lilia comes back to the table, and Ocean Soul goes over to Tewmpest Fwame.
You can see the look, you know, they didn't know how quickly Lilia was going to get back there. You can see the pinks coming out. I mean, the Seraphine is just not, they haven't been able to get the kill on it. You know, it's able to play from so far back. Blahaj piloting it really well, hitting some big ultimates. I mean, right there, I think Soraka went almost 100-0 instantaneously. And I don't know if we see the Seraphine pick again. It just plays too well into what SNC, Tewmpest Fwame like to play. Frog looking for some poke.
Yeah, we do start to see some of those MR items coming out. Really just the Abyssal Mask here for Hazax. So, if slightly more gold can be found, it will be interesting to see if more of that itemization comes through. Like for Haber, doesn't really have a major MR item right now. Regardless, lots of pings happening around here. They want to fight.
And Seraphine's just pushing bot.
Yeah. The Seraphine's side lane split tech has a beautiful swirl seed. It's going to find E, and that will be an engage there from Great Snake. Frog trying to disengage with the Scatter the Weak. Kasante going to the back line finds 3. That is absolutely massive. Dr. Explosive breaking him up, but Hazax is quite tanky, staying alive in the midst of the rest of the team. Is finally the ball. Encore is able to find 2, but a really good Scatter the Weak is going to find the rest of the team. However, the heals up from Sona are absolutely massive, and Tewmpest Fwame are eating them for breakfast. Or dinner.
Yeah, probably a dinner or breakfast. You know,
I'm saying breakfast because I have a waffle.
Yeah. Well, like pancakes are better, but definitely. I mean, you're just kind of seeing the wallet diff. You know, the later these team fights go. I mean, the team that was able to get that scaling off the ground earlier, just able to pilot these fights a little stronger. We do see them get the Baron. We see Ezreal pushing bot. I think High Alert definitely. There's some like clear takeaways to take from this game, because by no means do I think that they were outclassed or anything. I think there were just some early plays. They kind of SNC were the quicker team to react, make those proactive moves, and so they were able to get this big lead. But knowing High Alert, I think that they're not willing to give this up yet, especially this game.
Yeah. So have you noticed the Rift has been taking 9,999 damage? Just like periodically.
The Rift?
Look at the screen. Just watch for a bunch of 9s to show up.
I'll keep an eye out. I think I actually have damage turned off, so unless it's like a really weird bug, I might not be able to see it. But I believe you. Definitely it's not like the hearing voices thing that we were talking about earlier.
Well, maybe I'm just being gaslit by the chat hard enough in the fact that I'm seeing it live, which could happen. But, yeah, it's quite interesting. My take is the Rift is just collapsing. That's just what's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's falling in on itself. It can't take this level of gameplay, so it's just, it's done.
Makes sense to me. We're going to see the collective effort. They're going to become a top side. They got those 2 inhibs. I mean, very by the book macro, I think, from Tewmpest Fwame, which is pretty scary.
Yeah. Very calm, very straightforward gameplay here from the Tewmpest Fwame folks. And they're going to just look to take all the standing gold. Are the 9s in the room now? Yeah, there they are on the Rift. We're going to see the Call of the Forge God going to be utilized. Kasante going to be able to immune that one. So not too much going to happen. Good Scatter the Weak is going to prevent them from being engaged on, but Trowsy's going to be down there on Cinder. So this can advance utilized. But a beautiful Seraphine ultimate's going to catch them all out. Great Snake's going to go golden. And Nesnude trying to do the damage, forced to use the ultimate. Hazax going quite low. Great Snake, or Dr. Explosive flashing forward wants this. God, I said flashing.
It's going to happen, right? And I think that's exactly what SNC wants to hear. They want to hear about their flashes. They want to hear about their victory here in Game 1, as they are now 1 game away from finals.
Yeah, Tewmpest Fwame. Get a early victory. Uh, and yeah, so we'll have to see what the adaptations are for Game 2. I can pay out those schmeckle bets. Now, did you lose schmeckles there?
So I think in the middle of my rant, my speech, I forgot to bet on the game. But if I saw correctly, there was a lot of money to be made as a Tewmpest Fwame bettor. So I would have gone their side purely for the the gambler's logic, though.
Him, the guy, gonna win back his waffle money that he used to help me win the poll. Bless up. Or hork up, as it were.
Mm. Whoa, him the guy betting. So the inside lore is next season. Him the guy he's already signed the contract. The ink has dried. They're heading to High Alert next season. So I don't know, a bit of controversy betting on.
Betting on the team you're
betting against your org, yeah.
Or against the team you're signed to, yeah. I mean, listen, sometimes you bet against yourself because that way, if you lose, you get schmeckles, and if you win, you win. Also, Zongo Gueda, this is your waffle. I'm going to put some blueberries in it. Okay, we're working with some dried blueberries here today. Our only topping. I'm almost out of stuff. I need groceries.
Question for chat: Is that a win-win or is it a loss-loss? Because you can look at the other side, and no matter what, you are going to lose out in some capacity. So I guess it's more of like a glass half empty or a half full kind of deal. But we'll see what they say. Him, the guy, just saying my bets are emotionally impartial, and if only that was true. You can't fully remove the bias. That being said, hashtag hork up.
Hork up. All right. Well, it does look like High Alert are going to choose to stay on the blue side, at least for now, as far as I can tell. Yeah. What kind of draft adaptations do you want to see here?
I mean, I think the draft that High Alert ran was fine. I think it could have scaled just as well as SNC did. If I were to make any draft adaptations, maybe I don't know, because I feel like Maokai suits in the way that they like to play. I think Syndra's a good pick mid lane. Maybe if there's a pick that Bear can be a little more assertive on, because I mean Ornn is great top lane in terms of like you're that meatball, you're that front line, you've got the ornaments, but it doesn't necessarily offer that same level of like carry that we've seen Bear TV do in the past. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe if Nesnut is able to get one of their signature picks, if the Zig somehow falls through draft, like try and get them in their best spot. But for me, it's more of just in the game, just be the first ones to move. Don't let SNC get that crazy Seraphine art bot or make that 2v3 play top. You gotta just, be. These guys have a ton of games together, so they know like how each other want to play and like get objectives and camps and all that. I think we just see a more cohesive early game from High Alert this time.
So, I mean, it sounds like to me you're maybe a little bit pro salty run back.
Yeah, I mean, salty. I guess we could call it a salty run back. I liked what they had, and I wasn't super against their comp. Mm-hmm. So if they run it back, I wouldn't hate it.
All right. We do see a little bit of deviation there. That Ezreal they banned away. So K'Sante going to be the first pick this time here for High Alert, and Jinx going to be the response from the Snack Bears.
All right, I'm a little wary. Game 1, I said how Jinx is either you pick it on B1 or you ban it. You don't leave that open. They left it open, and SNC immediately picks it up. They take away the K'Sante, which can obviously carry. Is
that real? It's real!
Ooh. So, and that's going to be something that does not interact with the K'Sante at all. Bit of a different top lane we'll see this time.
Yeah, and I've got a waffle here for Zonzo Gueda. if they're around. Pretty sure they should be a little bit of champ select right now, but no. Nice little blueberry waffle. Waffle. This can be yours as well if you simply accumulate 5,000 shekels. I will make a waffle for you.
Big waffle continuing to line their pockets.
Yep. Hey man, listen. Cuisinart Belgian round double flip waffle maker. If there's a Cuisinart double round Belgian flip pancake maker, let me know.
That's fair. We see the Caitlyn is hovered. I don't hate the Caitlyn pick. I think, they're actually going to go the Kaisa.
Okay.
I feel like it's definitely risky. I think early game, I feel like Jinx, and maybe chat can correct me. I've obviously role swapped to the jungle. I've been out of touch with the support, the bot lane laning phases, but I feel like the range disadvantage that Kaisa had. I mean, Jinx should be able to survive that early game pretty effectively, especially when you pair it with Soraka. I feel like the lane's gonna be a little hard for Kaisa.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. Also, very interested to see the Singed gameplay coming out here. It's a different vibe of gameplay than really anything else, and not something I've seen Explosive really play. Do you know if he's played it at all this season, or is this a pick?
I'm taking a look real quick while they're going through the second phase of bans. Let's see, SNC, Tewmpest, Fwame.
Singed has 100% win rate in control. Fun fact.
He has not pulled it out in an LBLCS sanctioned match. So the fact that it's being pulled out in semifinals, you got to be confident in the pick.
Got to be confident in the fact it means something,
Chat saying that Cassante is bad into Singed. As someone who's grossly afraid of the top lane, I'll believe it. I can't say I've ever played the matchup. Chat, Camped actually saying that it's been played in playoffs. That is a good point. The stats have been postponed for playoffs due to Riot taking our fun away. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, the API did get a little fucky wuckied. Unfortunate.
I think that's the exact term that they used in their press release.
Yeah, actually, they're having, I think, their toddlers write the press releases now. No, they're having their elementary schoolers write them. Okay. We do see Orianna is one of the premier mid laners right now, while the Snack Bears are
strong.
saving mid for R5. Syndra's still
Really
to be
good pair with
available.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very good pair with Jarvan. The other thing I'm thinking of, although I don't think it's the best support pick, is we've been seeing a lot of Rumble at Worlds. It is quite strong still, if I'm right. Maybe it got nerfed. Someone tell me in the chat, did Rumble get nerfed between the Worlds patch and now?
I don't think it's been nerfed just yet. It's still running rampant. Tarek, though, got to be the pickup at support, and we're seeing a Veigar hover. Pretty uninteractive mid lane pick there. I don't feel like it's the strongest. They're gonna swap to Aurelion Soul. That could
Talk
be
about scaling.
Yeah, that's just the MO for Tewmpest Fwame. I feel like High Alert has the tools to kind of make the early game what they want it to be. So I'm just the pressure's on Zax and it's on Kiali, I think, to kind of make these early plays, get that Orianna ahead. I think Ori is so strong at the moment that you can counteract what Jinx has going on. Because again, if Jinx gets one reset, probably gonna get 5. It's just how that champ feels, at least in my opinion.
Especially since the resets stack now, it's so oppressive. There are a couple good things in the chat. To that point, Loki pointing out that Taric is good because you can use the ulti to deny the Jinx passive procs, keep everyone alive, keep everyone from dying. And then also smart Mr. Ellis saying smart move to write your press releases as an appropriate reading level for your audience, which I think is chef's kiss.
Good comment there. Let's see. So taking a minute here. I think the Tarek is a very big pickup for Hylert, and then on the other side, it's all about these carries. I mean, Singed late game is gonna do what Singed does. Soraka's gonna sit back on the Jinx, and Poppy. I feel like Poppy's kind of in a bad spot this game. They can't really engage because you have a Jinx and you have an Aurelion Soul. So then you're kind of just like sitting back waiting for someone to come into you, which Poppy can do well with, but feels a bit bad. I feel like for this Poppy, you don't really have like that good pick buddy to go in with you.
Yeah, you don't really have that dive buddy, and dive buddies are important. Also, Poppy canonical counter to Jarvan. So that may be mostly why they picked it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, certainly will be speaking here. What ends up happening? I misaligned my chat box in Twitch somehow, and it's really messing with my head. It's just like
You moved your Twitch box or like the chat.
The chat is like slightly misaligned with its heading, and I don't know how to fix it.
Mm.
And it's gonna drive me wild. That's okay. Yeah, really, really gonna be interesting. To see here. The dinosaur as well. Good point. Singed Poppy is really fun into Taric because like Poppy can just get rid of Taric or get rid of the people around Taric so that ultimate doesn't get utilized, and then Singed can similarly flip someone away. So will be interesting. That movement denial.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Hylert backs are against the wall here. These are your reigning, defending commercial champions from last season, so they're not ready to go home. I think they're going to lay it all out here, not go down without a fight. But SNC, they're looking like a tough cookie to crack. This is again three games I've watched, and 3 games where they kind of just had a, to use like a wrestling term, they had that like slow chokehold. They just kept you in a headlock for about 20 minutes, and then just, you were out of breath at that point, out of energy. So interested to see how they approach this early game with Jarvan.
Yeah, they just got a little bit of a lead, and they just kept it on rolling. Oh, I refreshed my page, and it's back. Thank the
good tech,
the waffle
tech
gods.
threat. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, that's the solution, right? Quick power it off and back on again. It's never not worked.
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Have you ever watched the IT Crowd?
I've not. I've never heard of that.
It's a British show featuring Richard Ayoade, who I adore. It's funny. It's good.
The IT Crowd.
If you want some good dry British humor in your life, that's where to get it.
I see.
Anyhow, let's talk about pathing. Let's talk about early game. I do think Hylert have the burden of execution. Ghost X 316 betting all my schmeckles on Tewmpest Fwame to win. Also, if you do want me to stop pronouncing it Fwame, that can happen. You just have to pay us schmeckles. We're really trying to beef up the Schmeckle reserve. Yeah. Oh, we love... There's tons of people in LBLCS who love Taskmaster. Taskmaster is a beautiful show. Have you seen Taskmaster?
I have not heard of Taskmaster either.
Lord Greg Davies and Alex Horn just... incredible. They're a great comedy duo, and there's a whole, circuit of, British comedians that do all these different panel shows. And so you get, five comedians, and they have to do different tasks. But then there's Greg Davies, who is also a comedian, is the judge, and he's oftentimes very biased, right? In different ways. So it's interesting to see how things get scored. The tasks that they have to do are very comical, and sometimes there's like a loophole that's either evident in how the task is written, or they try to do a loophole, but it goes directly against how the task was written, and then it disqualifies them, and then they only find out how they do on the task when they go to like the final show. So they do the tasks like asynchronously with each other. Everyone does them, and then they review the footage of them doing the tasks at the show, and that's when they get scored. So they don't know how they did until like the final. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's so good.
Okay, I got a list here of things to watch. I also see we have a comment from Mighty Support. Not sure who that
Who's
is.
that?
Kind of a weird name.
I wonder if they have anything to do with Schmecklegate.
I don't know if anyone was ever actually convicted. I think it was oh no, that wasn't. Oh, I don't want to spoil.
Yeah,
Again,
go
watch
spoilers for Schmecklegate.
What's
so fun is you can Google Schmecklegate on YouTube. It comes up. It is the first thing that comes up. It's so beautiful.
I mean, how many other results can there be, right? Schmecklegate, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, right. This looks about right. I don't know.
I'm gonna go grab some water real quick.
Sounds good. We got about a minute 45 here, which means that I'm here to filibust, and I don't know. I think this is just another opportunity for me to try and overthrow Big Waffle here in the LBLCS. I think it's important to note that all breakfast options are great. Pancakes. It's not just waffles. You got pancakes. You got French toast. You've got omelets. You've got chat. You can give me some more options here. I mean, you got just plain old toast. I mean, all reliable. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to stick with the classics, and the fact that we only acknowledge waffles' existence here in the LBLCS, I think it's an outrage, and I implore every one of you to stand up and take a trip to Denny's and order a stack of pancakes.
I think that we give pancakes plenty of airtime. Pancakes were, our go-to free item at the Denny's for the longest time. Waffles are relatively new on the block, and this is waffle erasure. I think we can have equality in our breakfast foods. Do you like waffles?
I mean, like I said, I respect all that they do for the breakfast game. If I'm at like a hotel and they got the complimentary breakfast and it's only one of those Belgian waffle makers, like I'll eat a waffle, but if it's a plain choice, I can have a pancake or a waffle. I go the pancake every time.
Do you like pancakes?
I can see where this is going immediately. Yes, I like pancakes.
Do you like French toast?
Yes, I like French toast.
Oh,
I see him, the guy getting involved. Oh man!
Yeah, can't wait to get a mouthful.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
We should see if we can get rights to it. Make it
yeah,
make it the official song for the low budget LCS.
Ooh, some biscuits, Luffy. One of the first good food takes I've ever seen from you. Biscuits are a top 5 food item, and I will not hear otherwise.
Biscuits are quite great.
Now, quickly, I am at 20, 21, 22, 23,
Ooh,
24, 25.
Right off the start, I don't want to jinx it, but
27,
it's just 2 games now. The count's like
30.
the count. I mean, wait. It sounds like you're in trouble. Are you okay? Has Sammy found you?
I think Sammy got him. I don't know. Not there anymore. The pinging is quite intense here from SNC.
I know you said you had the chat muted, but there's a lot of good information that they're pinging out.
Yeah, talk to me about it.
So they're making sure to remind their jungler about their summoner choices. They do have Smite, and they're making sure. I'm sure they're telling them, "Hey, look, save this for your third camp. You want to, don't use it on the buff." Poppy actually start on the blue. As a bit of a Poppy jungle enthusiast of old, I do kind of prefer that Raptor start. You get that AoE with the Q. Takes a little longer when you start on the buffs, but I've also denounced Poppy jungle as of late. It's not a fan these days.
Oh. Yeah, Poppy seem a little bit less play in the jungle, I think, especially now that farming your jungle with efficiency is pretty important as far as keeping your economy and levels up. After Riot, they did us dirty,
Yeah.
West Force. They did us down and dirty.
They did us dirty. Yeah, Jarvan will... I think there's a lot of opportunity for Jarvan to get some early ganks off here. I mean, Asol, it's literally a sitting duck, or a sitting snake, I guess you could maybe say. A lot of gank opportunity for Ori, and I think that's where he should look. I think Jarvan getting these early plays off will be big. Ooh, stun gonna hit.
Yeah, good. Stun, good trade there onto Zondozoida, but his Soraka can just heal up. Ukar type, SNC Tewmpest Fwame won the first game. The red side players over here.
Alright, I will acknowledge, I was watching the Twitch stream there for just a second to look at chat, and I did see a 9999 come up.
Okay, so it's just on my end then?
Yeah, I guess. Well, because let me see if I have damage turned off.
Sorry,
Tewmpest
Fwame. Tewmpest Fwame. My sincere apologies, fucking dinosaur. I'm sorry. That is my bad. I'll make you a waffle as an apology because you did pay me schmeckles.
Complimentary.
Yeah, this is a
rather than
complimentary
dealing
waffle for you because I did mention. Okay. There you go. Waffle going down. Waffle dropping. Behind. Yeah. So I'm really interested to see how this Singed goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really know at what point Singed looks to do the whole like I'm done playing with you type of deal. Just going like proxying. I'm not too familiar with at what point do you like stop laning and then go do that, or when you decide you're done proxying and then go back to lane. So far, sticking topside, Bear does have a slight CS lead, not by much.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty even up there in the top lane. My cat thinks my bag of blueberries is treats, and it's not, and he's sad. He just wants everyone to know that. Yeah, Jinx gonna be in a little bit of trouble here as Hazax goes forward. Flash forward is gonna find out Zondozoida. Flash return means that SNC are gonna be AFK, but good proactivity there from Zax.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I wanted to see this game. Burns both those flashes. Of course, it does come down to that age-old adage where a blown summoner only matters if you capitalize on it. So that timer's got to be in Zax's head. You've got a flash advantage. Bot lane does not. And they're actually sticking around for a bit of a long game here. I feel like the wave's kind of pushing away, so probably should just look to
Blahaj taking
reset.
quite a bit of damage here. Hopfrog has the clockwork wind up, but Blahaj has the gentle way. They're gonna hop out to safety. Yeah,
they're gonna be able to get out. I mean, Asol early, not the most potent of champs. Orianna right now super strong, even right out the get go. So Great Snake might be here to help them kind of reset this wave, get that reset off because they have no mana, very little health. I like this from the jungler.
Yeah, Poppy gonna be here just helping their mid laner, helping this big old wagon get the wave in. Yeah, good look, good supporting, good wave play. You love to see it. All good things. That's gonna let our big old wagon. When do you think the wagon becomes a dragon?
I think it's gotta get at least 100 Stardust. I think you maybe once you get like that first upgraded ultimate, it can evolve into a big boy dragon. But for now, it's just a little bit of a dwagon.
Yeah. So I don't know if you noticed it earlier, but there's a really interesting interaction between Katante and Singed. Oh, gonna take him all out underneath the turret. Doctor Explosive going incredibly low as Hotbear looks to do the damage, but flashing, he's able to get away. He's so low. Can I get a health check? How low is he?
Currently is sitting at 171 HP, so probably healed up a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Probably was about another auto Q away. Singed, I mean, that's just got to feel bad. A great look from Bear or Barty going in with the flash. Got him under tower. No flash on the Singed, but you can just kind of run away just to negate all that hard work.
Yeah. A really good look, though, there from Bear. I wasn't quite sure what was happening. Meanwhile, the rest of Hyler are going to take this first dragon. So this game, I think, stands contrast the last game because it's a little bit different. We haven't seen any early kills yet, and then on top of that, the first Drake is going to go over to high alert here, so choose a little bit on the other vert. It is what I would expect based on these compositions, but it is going to be interesting to watch how it plays out.
Yeah, and it's what we wanted to see. Jarvan, you've gotten this early objective. That's a win con for you. You know, this time last game, SNC was up about 1,000 gold, if I recall. So you've got that now in your favor, that the gold's relatively close to even, as we'll see. A lot of trading here mid lane. Just gonna fly that one off.
Wahaj is +1 Stardust from that interaction, so worth.
Jarvan looking to capitalize on those flashes, but good words from Tewmpest Fwame. They aren't able to do much about it, but mid lane might be in trouble.
Yeah, Hot Frog uses the shockwave, not quite able to get a flash. Ram into the wall. This guy's going to send Hot Frog, forced to flash away. Now Zax is going to be here. W going to mean he can't EQ just yet, is going to be available now. Great Snake has the ultimate. Wahaj going in. Frog going to take one rotation. Going to quite take two. Can Great Snake get it done? Into the wall. First blood going over to the Poppy. I think I maybe Caster cursed it again.
Yeah, it's really not much else to say about that. You know, we did curse him there. Good first blood. It does go over to the Poppy, which you don't love. Obviously, you would have preferred that to have been on the ASOL. Ultimately, though, you'll take the first blood. Poppy coming down here bot now, and they got to get this waving quick.
Yeah, Zondo Duedo and Great Snake going to be looking at Neznud, but Neznud and Kali going to go in. They're going to use the ultimate in the back lines. Yamawu might be in a little bit of trouble. Stun will land, but they will be able to get underneath the turret. Now Great Snake can be the target of attention. He isn't going to be able to get them into the wall. Super Dragon Death Rocket not doing quite as much damage as you'd want, but Zondo Duedo is there to heal up the health bars, and now Kali's going to be in trouble. Silence going to go down. Zapper going to hit, and that is going to be a dead Gemmer.
But again, the kill goes to Soraka, so obviously you don't want to give over a kill for nothing, but
Q gonna hit, and Hotbear's gonna find a solo kill in the top lane.
There we go, top. Bear TV. I mean, I don't know, chat said that this matchup is not Cassante favored, but so far,
it looks kind of
Cassante favored.
Looks kind of like a Cassante dub, unless our boy Barty is just, you know, built different. But yeah, I kind of like the look from Neznud and Kiale. You know, they said, you know, we have Taric Ultimate. It's a huge cooldown. If we can use it, we can get this kill. You know, we can maybe turn this into a 2v2 and then win. But just a little bit too much healing coming out from Zanzo Dueda, and then Tiamuwu was able to get underneath the turret. So it just makes that play pretty difficult in the end.
Yeah, Rift Herald picked up, though, by Jarvan. Gonna look to maybe steal these Raptors, but you got to be careful. They do have the Poppy right there on top of you.
Monkey D. Luffy 93, the future king of the pirates, says Bear is always favored. Yo, we don't have a hunk. Ooh, over the wall.
We don't have a hunk yet.
Wow, I'm in trouble.
I like this. I like
this. Available.
This.
It's gonna be used, and so is Shockwave, but Wahaj's not gonna get caught. So, oh my God, did you see that?
I saw about 46 1000s. Oh, but Kialia has a flash. Might be looking to come in.
Yeah, Kialia is going to be here. Wahaj's going to have to be careful. Is going to be stunned up. And the gems find their target. Great Snake's going to be here to cover the rest of the mid lane turret. But some nice gold going to go there over to high alert.
Yeah, gonna have to walk that out. Again, a lot. Kills are going to the wrong places. But that time, Kialia kind of had to go for it. You know, the Orianna Jarvan couldn't really walk up to kill ASOL, so pick up the kill, get that Rift Herald off, and 10 minutes in, we're pretty much dead even in gold.
Yeah, you know, it is good, because I thought I cast or cursed it, but I think we're okay. Do see a flip back into the tower. We're going to go all out, but then the Ghost is going to be utilized. However, it's not going to be enough. Bear finds another one in the top lane.
Another solo kill. Did lose out on the plate, so a bit of a solace there for Explosive. Bear couldn't get that plate goal, but now up 1,000 gold, has the 1,000 gold advantage. Probably coming up pretty close to having that mythic top side, so I don't feel like this gets any easier for Cassante or for Singed, and that could really spell trouble for Jinx, especially in that back line.
Yeah. Could. Quite the issue here is he will not yield. This is going to be a very difficult champ for Tewmpest Fwame to deal with here. I also have my eyes on this Ocean Drake that just spawned. No one's positioned for it just yet, although it does look like White Snake does have the overall control of it.
Yep, Poppy in that better spot. I was thinking maybe Bear TV could maybe go for like a roam
Fwame.
bot play. Ooh.
Jesus, I keep
Yeah.
forgetting. Dinosaur, if you remind me, I will do it eventually, is that they're going to ram Oriana into the wall, and Tewmpest Fwame get a great kill.
They get a great kill by Great Snake again, picking up the kill. Acel just probably wishing that went into their pockets. They're not going for the dragon. Bot lane did just reset, so Ori will be here. They're actually going to send Cassante mid to deny pressure mid. Now I wonder if that means they're going to send Ori top, because this does give Singed a bit of free roam here.
What would I call you if you had to escape? Or if you had escaped?
Well, you would call me.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you have called me if I had escaped?
Egressed force.
Where's the little like badumts?
Oh man, we totally could do that on the soundboard. We absolutely should. Hyler gonna pick up the second Drake here. So now they are going to be stacking these dragons here. Absolutely win con. Flash forward. Kale is going to be able to find them both. Now the ultimate's going to be utilized. Jaimu Wu is going to take a plasma proc here. As some beautiful flame choppers mean that Nessus isn't going to be able to do too much, but Jaimu Wu not going to be able to find it. Jarvan looking for Zondu Dweda, but Zondu Dweda just going to flash out of there. They get the exhaust. They get flash. And a great play there from Zax, but more importantly, Kiale.
Yeah, Kiale, I think, has been one of the better supports in commercial the past couple seasons. Poppy is lurking around up here.
Yeah, Great Snake gonna be looking on to Bear. It's not a solo kill. If it's a 1v2, we'll have to see if this Cassante can do it. Will be knocked into the wall. Damage ticking down, but Bear is quite healthy. All Out is available. Boahaj now here as well, so we're gonna have to see what happens. It's gonna go All Out, but All Out's back into the E. But Cassante can clear half lane. However, they're going to go in underneath the turret. Great Snake taking the damage, but Bear does not take damage. Wish could have come through to keep him alive, but shut down going over to the Poppy. Skies are going to descend underneath the turret, and it's going to find the TP, but Dr. Explosive still going to be in trouble. It's a double kill, and Bear is for it. Oh!
Bear TV is not ready to go home. They want to go back-to-back championships here in commercial. Putting a bit of a Herculean performance there. You got 3 people coming top. He doesn't care. The Poppy E didn't quite hit with the tower, so they kill Poppy. Feral comes in over the top, gives the shield, and this Cassante is going to prove a real problem. There is this bot turret trade. It doesn't quite go down, but this is a much better early game from High Alert.
Yeah, really, really good here from High Alert. They're using this turret quite well, and Bear is just shredding it on this Cassante. And this Cassante was nerfed this last patch too, right?
Well, they called it a nerf, but it was...
An
I'm trying to think. Someone compared it to, like... I can't remember the exact quote, but essentially they took away like the strength from one ability, but indirectly like made 3 other abilities pretty strong. So it's just... Cassante, I think, has like a 60-something% win rate. I think in like high elo Korea, I think I saw really strong champ still. Zax trying to bait him in here.
A little bit of a kerfluffle here. Great Snake and Boahaj ultimately going to be utilized. Great Snake going to try and find him. Shockwave going to be utilized. Flag and Dragon to find the knockup, and now he goes unstoppable. Beautiful CC chain is going to mean that the Yordle is going to die. Boahaj now going to be the next one in trouble as Barty finds him on the back end. A double kill, and now it looks like High Alert, they're starting to build the momentum even more.
Yeah, and then they're not done yet, looking going in.
Yeah, Kale just looking to find it. Nessus D gonna ult into the back line. Not too much gonna be able to happen there.
No, but that's a flash down for Jinx. That's the heal down for Soraka. No ult being burned on the Taric. You got Ignite coming up. So there's a window here where they could fight, or they can just save it for this drag that's coming up. But a Rift Herald gonna go to High Alert. They've already got the mid turret. They got the top turret. I feel like this bot turret is next to fall. That's likely where I think they go.
Yeah, Reckless Gopher hitting us with the Hork Up. Hork Up is High Alert related, right? I was on vacation when Hork Up was a thing, unfortunately.
You missed out. Obviously,
I know.
I mean, It spawned during the matchup where #RevUp made their miracle run to semis. They went against High Alert. We needed a champ for High Alert, and it was between that and Haha. And I think we made the right call.
Than Haha. Yeah, I remember this conversation actually. Yeah.
So High Alert came out strong, won championship last season, and they are doing everything they can to make sure that they get a game 3 for a shot to go back to back.
Yeah, they're looking quite good here. Got all the objectives, 2 Drakes, Herald in the pocket. I think one of the problems is going to be, right now, a lot of your gold lead is concentrated here on the Cassante. Almost 3,000 individual gold lead, which is almost their entire gold lead. They've got about 1,000 distributed between other members. So, if you're fighting and your Cassante is in the side lane, like he sometimes should be, then you don't necessarily have that gold in the fight.
This is true. I like this call from High Alert a lot. They're popping Rift mid. They're forcing SNC to go answer that, and then they're immediately rotating back to the drag. I do think that Bear needs to be really on point here on the Cassante, as they're going to look to get some damage off. The Jinx, if Bear's playing this correctly, should not be able to play the game, and that's such a big part of what Tewmpest Fwame are looking to do. They are just going to give over this drag. There's really not a play to be made elsewhere. They're going to try and just shove out this mid wave, but good plays from High Alert.
Yeah, Tewmpest Fwame just going to be looking down the barrel. 3 Drakes. X-Tech Soul is what's on the table. 4,000 gold is currently the difference. Now, that being said, I do think this time that Tewmpest Fwame have the scaling advantage, but it does look like Wahaj not going to get stunned there, but Flag and Drag will be landed. The Skies are going to descend. Wahaj still going to be in trouble, though. Cataclysm is going to find it, and the thousands pop on the Rift.
It's like a, I don't know, it's like it's like a comic book with, you know, the big sound effects
Big
whenever there's a fight.
Onomatopoeia.
Like that's what, yeah, it reminds me of onomatopoeia.
As some good onomatopoeia in League of Legends as gold lead.
Good
Now
word.
about 5. Hazak's just going to be looking forward here. I was expecting him to maybe EQ there. Perhaps he found himself a little bit further forward than he was expecting, but this mid turret surely going to be not long in this world. Ultimate going to be utilized, and Shibubu's just instantly going to be picked off here. SNC are now looking 4v5 down a very, very strong team. Great Snake going to find a run, but a Flag and Dragon to the bot lane combining with Go All Out instantly. They're going to get one more. Now there's only 3 members left. Great Snake going to use the ultimate, takes 2 out of there, turns this into a 3v3, but their health bar is gone. Now Zondo Dueda is going to be autoed down. The last one alive is Dr. Explosive, but he could do the damage. However, over the wall is going to come Kyale with another beautiful stun. Now it's 5 versus 0. Jaimu moves back up in 5 seconds, but High Alert are going to have a chance to shred this base down.
Yeah, I think this is the right call. You know, just get the turret and get out. You know, the Kyale health bar is not existent. Bear has that huge shutdown. Don't give this Jinx an opportunity to get back in the game. That was crazy that was a 5 for nothing.
Or do. Or let the Jinx pop off. That would be entertaining.
It would be entertaining. I will say, I think we're kind of seeing the issue. I think the Poppy, great counter pick into the Jarvan, but when the rest of the team kind of wants to play back and like Poppy wants to go in, it does create that little bit of like a mismatch in how they want to play. And right there, I mean, High Alert though, just instantaneously, they saw Jinx to rock under tower, they blew the Oriole, they throw everything at this Jinx, and if there's no Jinx, there's no team fight for Tewmpest Fwame.
Yeah, Waha's going to look to go in here onto Neznu. I don't think I've said this individual's name the same throughout the entire series.
Well, it's on them.
Ooh,
for
Dragon
having...
Drag over the wall. W not quite going to connect, but not going to turn into anything just yet. You see teleport coming in here from Frog, so they are looking at the Baron.
Gotta be careful though. We were talking about how we think it's a bit of a bait. This would be an opportunity if they're able to get the steal. Jinx able to get a reset. Could spell disaster. It does look though like they're walking over now.
There. Sky's Descend available here. Bear not going to find anyone over the wall. It's 4K. It's getting low. However, here comes the Poppy ult. Poppy ult going to connect with 1. It's going to be big, but the blue
Knock out
team
Baron.
still is able to get the Baron into the back line. Bear goes in, however, over the wall. Here comes Wahaj. Great Snake going to be taken down. Now Zamuwu going to be taken down. Explosive looking to do damage on his axis. Neznude goes on to Zonda Dweda using the Kai'Sa ultimate. Explosive's going to be the last one left alive, and I think that might just be the game.
Gonna be the game. We're going to game 3. Not quite the Silver Scrapes, but no, I mean game 1.
Budget Silver Scrapes. Budget.
Low budget Silver Scrapes. Game 1, we saw SNC at chokehold the game. This time, I feel like it was more of a. I'm trying to think of another wrestling term. It's like a bit more like aggressive. Not the biggest wrestling guys. Maybe Chad could help, but
Ooh, Super
very,
that
very
rocket
well
is going to
played.
land, so the reset will be available here from Zamuwu. Hyler not quite able to get it, and this might be disastrous. They're going to find one, they're going to find two. Frog will be the next one on the bucket list as Wahaj finds that reset to go forward. Frog's going to be tagged up once, twice, but the minion's going to save him for now. However, Wahaj still looking. This is an angry dragon.
That could have been so much worse. You get your major shutdowns out of there. You give over the Jarvan, so it's a little bit of gold, but again, went to the Poppy. You take that, it's like best case scenario, I think, for Hyler when the Jinx came up. They'll be up back on the map before the Soul, and it is Hextech, so they could use the Hextech portals, but they're just going to call a bluff and push top, force someone to go answer them.
Yeah, at this point, there's a 10,000 gold lead between the two teams. So, if Tewmpest Fwame do get this Drake... Oh, Zonda Dweda taking so much damage there from the Kai'Sa W. Flash forward, Hazak really going to look forward. Flying Dragon over the wall, manages to get the smite despite the area. Denial ultimate now going to be channeled. Will take 2 out. But I think Neznude and Hazak have it covered. Great Snake going to be the next one to fall. Wahaj looking over the wall with their breath. Neznude going to be found. But Hazak's going to find the trade back as a quadra kill for Neznude. Meanwhile, Barty is in the basey.
Barty in the base, maybe looking to get another kill, pad the stat line with a flash in.
Yeah. Goes all out. He looks to pull him back, but he gets flipped back into the Nexus himself. However, they will get one more kill down as we go 1-1 in this series. And I have to say, High Alert looked so decisive that game.
Yeah, I think that was one of the big things that I wanted to see coming out after that game 1. They looked like they were the second ones on the plays, where right there, High Alert, they get those early drags, they make the aggressive plays bot lane that we know Nesnud and Kiali can do. We saw Bear on one of their signature picks where they can have an impact in lane. And they went crazy. So that's what I want to see from High Alert. I want to see a similar style if we're going to talk about adaptations. I think SNC, Tewmpest Fwame, I think they got to make a couple changes in draft. I'm sure a lot of that will depend on what side they're going to be on. We haven't seen that quite yet. But now we're just in a best of 1 territory.
Yeah. When you go 1-1, really, you should have just played a BO1 to begin with. And if we'd played a BO1 to begin with, then Tewmpest Fwame would be the winners. So that's going to be my prediction here for this game 3. However, I'm anxious to see if they can be wrong.
Yeah, it's going to be... So it looks like we're sticking same side. So 3rd game in a row.
Let's
we're going to
go.
see... It makes it easy on you, right?
Hmm?
So I think SNC, either you need a better answer into the Cassante, because clearly, despite what, like counterstats.com might say, Bear clearly was able to handle the Singed matchup. You got to have something that can test this guy in lane, whether it's a Garen, maybe it's something else a little, cheesy like that. Rumble, I'm sure, could do fine. They're just these fans are getting speed ran. No time to even talk. But there goes the Cassante.
Yeah, Cassante going to be taken off the table. Udyr going to be the first pickup this time, as it was previously perma'd.
That's big.
Interesting to see what it can get done, if it will be as annoying as Dante was.
Looking at high alert stats, I believe, yes, 7 games of Udyr in the regular season, 7.56 KDA with over 7 CS per minute. Clearly very proficient on the pick.
So fun to watch, annoying to play against as someone who likes playing the occasional tank.
Amen.
I know you feel that pain. Yumi! Oh no!
Oh, this is just like the worst news ever, I think.
Well, alright, it's Vayne Yumi. So, we know where the eggs are going for Tewmpest Fwame's basket.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta... You can definitely punish a Vayne early pick, and especially when it's like with a Yumi that doesn't have the best early game. Yeah, there could be some spicy picks from high alert. We see the Kaisa, which we saw Nesnud do extremely well on game number 2, and this is a pick that I thought was going to come out. I know that Kiale has a signature Poppy support, and I feel like Poppy support, just thinking about it, probably makes Vayne's life pretty tough. So.
So this is Poppy support, whereas maybe Tewmpest Fwame think it's Poppy jungle.
Maybe they think it. I mean, because Udyr could go top, Poppy could go top, both can go jungle. But I am thinking that it's Poppy. They could prove me wrong, but I think it's a Poppy support pick. I played a couple, a little bit of flex with these guys, and I know Kiali likes the non-supportive supports, the stuff that like nobody else is playing. So that's my guess. We'll see what Tewmpest Fwame think though, as they pick Sion again, the champ that if I could get rid of any champ in the game, that'd be my pick on R3.
Yeah, really annoying composition here right now from the side of Tewmpest Fwame. They have picked a hyper scaling bot lane right now with Vayne. And Sion going to be one of the meatballs to stand in front of the Vayne in the late game. Also has some power in and of itself for the split push, especially take Demolish, go Hullbreaker, Just take the whole enemy side lane. Make them come to you.
Yeah, we'll see which way they go. You're going to see the Lilia picked, or it's currently hovered. I would assume this is going to get picked.
Yeah.
Completes the damage profile, and I think that Great Snake was really, really good on the Lilia game number 1. So
absolutely.
Not a bad pick. Going to be very farm heavy in the jungle.
Yeah. Going to be good at farming, going to be AP, so it just means that, it opens up your mid laner to pick really anything they want to. However, I haven't seen Wahaj do too many AD picks. So I would expect it to be... Sorry. I would expect it to potentially be, again, the Seraphine or something to that effect. Syndra. Honestly, Seraphine, do you need another enchanter other than Yumi for your Vayne? No. Could you have one? Probably. Were Bwahaj's Seraphine ults really good? Yeah.
Yeah, and interesting, I tried to go look at the... Oh. Yeah, so the chances of it being picked are probably pretty slim. But
pretty slim, yeah.
Maybe not 0. Maybe they find a way. Akali gonna be picked up. One of Frog Guy's signature picks. I like how high alert, series on the line, season on the line. They're putting their players on their best picks. I mean, Bear, when I think of him, I don't think of Set necessarily, but well, drown this out. It's gonna be an Aatrox pick. What's that?
Aatrox mid?
One of the...
Well, I said they don't play 80 mids. I think I was wrong.
80 tops? I mean, technically, not all. You didn't say they didn't play 80 tops.
True, but do you think this is Aatrox top? I think it's Aatrox mid.
So what I'm thinking is, I think that the pick... This is going to be one of those situations where SNC are constantly going to try to keep Set and Sion in different lanes. I think that Explosive's playing the Sion, and I think Bwahaj is on the Aatrox, and I'm guessing that they're gonna just constantly be trying to move lanes and deny minion. If Hylert try to make that swap, because I think Set just demolishes Sion in a 1v1. They're gonna try and say, hey, if you're gonna force yourself into this lane matchup, you're gonna lose CS, you're gonna lose experience, and try to like out macro him in that sense.
Yeah, I am so curious to see how this game 3 goes. And the winner of this best of 1 that it has turned into will going to the finals. We'll see which other team ends up going there this Sunday, 9 p.m. Either. I trying to decide who I root for because, well, I think I have to stand by what I said. I think I have to say Tewmpest Fwame won the first game, and if they were playing a BO1, they would have won the BO1. Therefore, this is a BO1, they win the BO1. Also, we have someone asking if you've seen the Bills score.
I have not seen the Bills score. Let's take a quick gander. So, I've I believe Reckless Gopher is a member of the Hylert crew, and we've talked sports a good bit. It looks like the Bills are up quite a bit, 24-10. Not too surprising. The Bills, pretty good team, I would say.
Yeah, so we've got Sion going in the mid lane here. Renekton FTW saying that Sion mid with minion dematerializer tech could be good.
So if this is Sion mid, it's leaning in the direction of the exact type of Sion that I hate to watch. So can't say that on that individual level, love that prospect, but they could prove me wrong. They could just build straight meatball Sion, one of the best champs in the game. To be determined.
But it is a Sion, so you are detestable.
This is true.
God, I love the Less Force Name puns. They are fun.
They are fun. I think that it was during the point of the chat or the stream where I was muted at the start by somebody.
Yeah, I don't know who that could. It was a settings issue.
I don't know.
Blaming OBS.
Yeah. So, well, I don't think that you can call yourself a cool person, Nesnud. That's like not how it works. You gotta earn that reputation. But that being said, pretty cool game too. Anyway, the community thread Pun Force. I've been keeping an eye on it. Some people are really good, have some really creative answers. Other people, and it's like they miss the important component of the game, which is that it has to rhyme with lest. And or at least that's how I see it. It's like because otherwise it's not really a pun on my name, it's just changing the word. So like I don't know. I feel like I saw a food force and like a time force, and it's like those work, but the ones that really get me are the really creative, like rhymes with est force.
Mm-hmm. Those ones are far superior. Also, I want to say, Kyale, I think you're in this game, and
Yep.
It's got to be Nez Nude. Thank you for the pronunciation. Thank you for subscribing to the Prime. You know what you're going to do. You're going to go to the Denny's in Burlington. Talk to our buddy Todd. Pancakes or waffles are on us. Syrup is fine as well. We've upgraded a little bit, all right? That's all I'm saying. A camp, thank you so much for the description as well. I'm sure you know what to do. You're going to go to the Denny's outside of Burlington, knock around back, give the old do, talk to our buddy Todd. Pancakes are on us. Board meetings are in the cardboard box besides the dumpster.
Journey to the West Forest. Oh, man.
I mean, it's got to be a test force to listen to all these.
You could say that. You could definitely say it requires some patience. I do. Like I said, at the end of the day, people are having fun with it. Is it make me a bit of a God? That doesn't work because like Jester, the
A
clown of the
jest
joke.
force.
It doesn't quite work. Yeah, as
Yeah.
I was saying it, I realized it just like it wasn't smooth. Let's see.
My favorite one is, with all this talk of pancakes over waffles, you're going to cause some civil unrest, force. I really like that one.
That one was so dumb that it did make me like actually laugh out loud when I saw it the other day. I don't know if you. So he where was it? When Lestforce looks in the mirror, he becomes and it's just my name spelled backwards and flipped.
Oh. Huh?
That one was pretty good.
Yeah.
17 seconds. Oh man. I gotta make a call on these schmeckles. There's a lot of schmeckles in the
There is a healthy amount of schmeckles in the pool. I wish I could bet here. Oh boy. High alert, Hork up with the current lead of 69,847 schmeckles to Tewmpest Fwame's 22,807. Alrighty.
Well, as a gambler, I'll go with the odds here just to even it out a bit. We'll go a dabble on SNC.
Oh, even more was put into high alert just now, so have to see.
That's par for the course. Whenever I say more, I'm gonna predict it. Like almost always ends up being a big swing the other way.
I mean, casters, we're known to be inaccurate predictors of
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Who's gonna win. And 136,000, or technically it's 137,419 schmeckles have been bet, if my math is correct.
It's a lot of schmeckles.
That's a lot of schmecks. Also, I think I'm gonna make waffles this game on particular milestones because it's the last game and I have to use the waffle batter. So if people want to pay for waffles, that's great. But I'm thinking I'll make a waffle for First Blood, First Drake, First Baron, and then if anyone gets a triple kill or higher. That's what I'm thinking.
Gotcha. Gotta use up the batter. Can't let it go to waste. I mean, speaking of, while we're in this early game, what happens to the waffles post stream? Because there's gotta be too many waffles for one person.
Yes, so I do live in an apartment with 2 other people. So we have 3 mouths to split the waffles between. Now that being said, I do make a lot of waffles. Occasionally they'll go to my coworkers. Barring that, I just freeze them. They actually freeze pretty well and reheat in the toaster nicely. So do you ever get the really, really big buckets of ice cream when you're a kid?
Like giant, Neapolitan style?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I've gotten some of those, and so I have empty ones, and I just push as many waffles into there. So, yeah, they're in my freezer, is the short answer.
I'm just picturing giant buckets of waffles.
Yeah, I mean, basically, buckets of waffles is going to be my rap alias should I ever decide to pursue that career. But yeah, they don't go to waste. Never thrown out a waffle. So I was thinking about trying to donate them, but I think most places don't like you to donate already made food.
Loki, I mean, I was having that thought as well. I think I was definitely thinking of some ego action when we were talking about freezing the waffles. It does seem like a good business model, though.
Yeah, I do genuinely. Maybe I commit to doing this for whoever wins finals or something. I want to ship waffles to someone, and I want to see if they make it. Okay, we are going to see a little bit of fight up here in top lane between Great Snake and Zac. It looks like Zac's getting the better side of it. Not quite able to get the empowered Q off there, but will force out the flash. It is traded for the Ghost, but Ghost a shorter cooldown there. The tournament tag is simple beauty, Kato. That's what I have to say.
We mentioned you earlier. Actually, we talked about our conversation prior as a lot of trading mid or top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the Udyr play. Udyr just really sneakily strong in the early game. Not gonna be able to get that scuttle. Kali kind of low.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of skirmish here on the bot side. River Bwaha's going to be taking quite a bit of damage. Frog going over the side, and the Shurikens are going to find the damage. First blood going to high alert. Ooh, flash forward. Bear is going to guarantee the sweet spot on that one. They're going to get their second kill. Meanwhile, flash on the wall. They're fighting on all fronts. A W means you can't get out of that one. Jaimu running away, forced to flash, forced to heal. Ignite to be dropped. Kiale now might be in a little bit of trouble. Silver Bolt's going to find their mark.
3 summoners for 2. You take that, and you got the Hex Flash unlocked on Kiale.
It does look like there are people who are interested in receiving Popoba branded waffles. I don't have a brand. Should I get a... How would I brand them?
Well, I mean, my first thought would be to get like a, like a little, not a stamp, but you know how you put a little mark on. But then my immediate thought was like, well, if you do your Discord logo, then you're immediately in trouble for repurposing another company's logo. So,
what do you mean? My Discord logo is not anything definitely copyrighted.
No, of course not. Bwaha's doing a lot of damage here, and that's just gonna be a solo kill.
I missed it because I was thinking about waffles. The waffle iron here, this is the Cuisinart Double Flip Belgian Round Waffle Maker Loki Aurora. It is a beautiful item. Cuisinart should definitely sponsor our stream, I'm just saying. Oh, I didn't make a waffle for First Blood. But yes, beautiful play there from SNC Bwahaj, able to get that solo kill there in the mid lane.
Things still looking good for High Alert, as actually a lot of damage on to Bear there.
Yeah, Bear taking so much underneath the turret is going to find the face breaker, but there's no Haymaker to follow it up, and Dr. Explosive's going to be able to find a kill. Meanwhile, Zac's going to be taken down by a combination of Bwahaj and Great Snake.
Yeah, I just have to assume that Bear didn't have the W up there.
Loki was saying an iron is another word for a brand. Oh, that's interesting. So they're saying that on a conceptual level, the waffle iron I already have is a brand. Kind of. Because it is hot. Ooh, Ultimate going to be utilized. Frog is going to be available. Dr. Explosive has to be careful. Ultimate going to be utilized, and that has been perfectly executed by High Alert. 10.3k to 10.3k right now. Very even game. Although I think that favors Tewmpest Fwame.
It does. I do think we need to see these guys get some objectives with this. I mean, the Udyr is pretty strong. Gonna trade with Sion for about 20 minutes and do 50% of his health. Just how Sion operates.
Yeah, Bwahaj gonna be the target here of Zac's, but not too much gonna happen there. Now Jaimu Wu. Jaimu Wu's playing this quite well with Zandua Dueda here. You know, kiting out, but not necessarily kiting back, so that they can look for re-engages, they can look for pressure, as much as an early game Vayne can.
Yeah, definitely a lot of pressure on Zaimu. When you're playing with a Yuumi, you're responsible for 2 lives, not just 1. So they're playing out this lane pretty well. Hex Flash though into the wall
forward,
maybe?
Not going to be able to find the wall bash though. Good look from Kiale. Bwahaj quite low in the mid lane.
I think that does signal that they can go for this early Drake. Probably have Udyr come down. Looking to just maybe get to their 6. But I mean, Lilia's 6 is certainly going to be a lot more impactful than a Udyr 6.
Yeah. Lilia 6 going to be quite strong. Udyr 6 is still nice, but obviously you don't really unlock anything else. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how this goes out. It looks like the Udyr is just farming for now, while Great Snake has opted to start this Drake. However, it will be on Vision. Zelius has redeemed a Hunk Alert. Zelius, who is the Hunk? Hunk Force. All right, we got a Hunk Force on the cast.
That's why Zelius is my favorite admin, of course, right? I mean, just game recognizes game. Frog gonna have to walk this out by himself.
Yeah, no one really going to be able to take this Drake right now. Both teams have enough pressure that the other is saying, you know what? That's fine. We will come back later. We'll circle back. We'll table this on the agenda for next wave. Now Nesnude might be in a little bit of trouble. Silver Bolts are going down here. Jaimu Wu's looking strong. Now, Hunk, what is your analysis here? In terms of the Drake, Herald, do we expect to see one go one way? Is it really bad if Tewmpest Fwame are able to get this Herald because they have that Scion with the Demolish who's just able to walk up and hit towers? Speaking of walking up and hitting towers, Frog and Kale are going to be alone. They're both going to go Drowsy here. Good knock into the wall. That is going to be one dead Poppy. Jaimu Wu able to get the kill there. And that's what you want if you're Tewmpest Fwame, getting that gold on your vein.
Yeah, bit of a solid trade. There's that ult into tower actually. Just give me some trade though.
Zumpy PC, you don't play League, but what do you have to do to get a waffle? Tell me you're gonna try play League of Legends at least once. I understand people don't want to, but I'll just make you a waffle. Here you go. This one's for you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. As we do see a kill in the top lane, Ha Bear taken down. Dr. Explosive. It's been a little back and forth in the top lane this time.
Yeah, it has been back and forth. As far as trying out League, yeah, maybe try out the new mode Next Splits. Pretty risk-free introduction into the game. Pretty fun mode, I would say. Not as good as Dominion, but the ghost from the Udyr mid, trying to just clear this wave, deny Scion these plates.
Yeah, trying to do the damage here on a Scion does have some amount of % health damage with that empowered Q. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Bear might be in a little bit of trouble now as Great Snake buying space, looking to do the dot damage. Facebreaker will land. So it's a little bit dicey here for Great Snake. Using the W. A little bit of a W trade means that Great Snake going to put the W in their name and get that kill.
Yeah, trade's going back and forth. Kiali going to try and clear out this vision. Maybe there's a play for Zax here onto the Vayne, who quietly, I mean, Vayne surviving this lane, I think, is best case scenario for SNC. They're playing a really, really long con here, though.
Yeah.
Oh, they gotta go.
Nesnude gonna have to be careful. They're gonna be condemned away, but it's in their favor. Jaimu gonna be running, getting out, not gonna be able to get that kill. Zax and Kale come to the rescue of Nesnude, but Jaimu not done. They're looking to kite forward. They're looking to go aggressive. They're 2v3, but they don't care. The Silver Bolts are proccing. They're going for maybe one more, but they're going to get stunned to the wall underneath the turn. It's disaster. Kale is able to find it, and now the cat's on the table as well. That one's going to go over the Nesnude.
Feeling themselves a little too much on the Vayne. You kind of... You felt like you were doing so well in that 2v3. You thought you had the angle as Frog going to trade with Bwahaj. I don't think we're going to see a kill here, but what was looking super good, I mean, again, that's now 2 kills over to this bot lane, 1 on the Kaisa, which you really don't want that kill on. Probably going to be this turret play, but look at this TP from Aatrox in the backline.
Yeah, that's going to be Dr. Explosive putting that brain to use, and Nesnude's not going to be long. That Q3's just going to land. That's a crisp 350. Meanwhile, they have sent the Avengers to come deal with Bwahaj. Bwahaj getting a chunk of health back there from a nice little gore drinker, but not too much else going to happen. They are able to kill the Scion. Aren't you glad, Mr. Hunt Force?
I'm glad. Well,
W underneath the turret. Great Snake's going to find a kill, but they're also going to find a turret shot. Bear is going to trade that back.
I don't think that was worth it for SNC. I mean, it might. I mean, I think Explosive should be able to get out here.
Ooh, World Ender going to be utilized. Zac has to be careful. Sweet Spot just barely not able to get Zax there, but now Bear is going to be the next one in trouble. Does have red buff. 1 Q's going to land, 2 Q's going to land, and that's going to be it. Dr. Explosive getting a kill on the Barty.
with that, it's not too bad for SNC. This Aatrox is pretty tough. I do think the set is also pretty tough as a Frog.
Ultimate going to be utilized here on the Frog. Wahaj wants blood. Not going to be able to find it, though. He'll have to turn to the mid lane.
We got the zoomies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really... Sorry, go.
No, you go ahead.
It is awesome, as Lilia, or Lil Deer, pointing out in the chat, watching Dr. Explosive and Bear duke it out on their champions, because both of them are such a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, two of the best top laners we have in commercial. Lilia coming mid. Ooh, good dodge from Frog. Gonna live to tell the tale.
Yeah, a little bit of a perfectly executed dodge. Zax, though, going forward here, using the Ghost as well, so they want this fight. However, half their health bar already gone. Be forced to disengage that one.
Gonna force Lilia to reset. Got 40 seconds on the Drake, so will Lilia be back in time? I'm not sure. You probably don't want to let them stack towards this Dragon Soul when gold is so even like this. But no Ghost, no flashes on, Poppy has the Hex Flash, you don't have the Ghost. You do have Flash on your carries though, so picking Vayne is doable here for sure.
Yeah. But I do just have that worry in the back of my mind that says, they knew me. They knew me. We are going to see Zac taking a bit of damage, playing aggressively. Double teleport coming out here. Lots of pings going down. Charged into the wall. Bwaha is going to be taken pretty low. Ulted into the back line. That's a lot of damage going there onto Great Snake. Callie's going to have to be careful. And now Bear's going to be in the middle. A good Haymaker's going to keep him alive for a little bit longer, but not too long. And now Dr. Explosive, with a full health bar, is marching down the team of High Alert. Under the turret. Nesnude's gonna be in trouble. Now Frog gonna be in trouble, but one too many turret shots does mean that this turret is quite cooked. Jaima Wu gonna be healed up, but it's not gonna be enough. Zac finds one, Zac finds two. Can Zac find three? Zac's gonna find a good stun. Lilia's gonna be forced to come here as well. Bwahaj will die to the triple kill, but Zac surely is gonna die here to the zombie. Now Great Snake is able to take that Drake. A mixed fight, but overall comes up for Fwame.
The initial play so good for SNC. They win. They get 3 kills for, I think it was none at the time, but they just they had again that blood in their eyes. They saw were going for the turret dive aggro, but the Udyr AoE and this dragon, actually I don't know if they can go for this Galley.
Yeah, Great Snake taking a ton of damage here. Beautiful knock-up tap on the R, and now the cat's gonna be the next target. And High Alert come back. They make the call. They get the drink.
So all of a sudden, the play is looking way better for High Alert. You get just as many kills, you get the dragon, and yeah, I think that's so good for them. Rift Herald's up. They have the whole team. They could look to go right for it, or they could go for this mid tower. Looks like they're gonna kind of 50-50 it.
Yeah, they're gonna go try to hurt down this mid tower, as Dr. Explosive is going to be guarding it, while they have Bear and Zax go ahead and take down the big old crab.
Yep, this looking good. They're going to get this rift. Mid turret is prime for the taking. Someone's got to go into that Scion. I don't know how I feel about the Gore Drinker. I can't say I've ever seen a Scion.
It looked good when they hit 3 people with it. I'll say that. That was a good chunk of healing, but
yeah, it is something. I was expecting just like a straight up Hullbreaker rush, but I don't know. Maybe they'll sell me on 80 Scion that doesn't have Hullbreaker. I'm open to it.
It's sort of a bruisery, maybe even you could say like drain tanky Scion. Depends on the rest of the items that they build, of course. But it'll be interesting to see. And yeah, I just don't think Frog can ever truly match Scion in the side lane, because I just don't think they're gonna have the damage to get through him.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the time of the game where Bear's going to have to come and answer the Scion. Does great into really beefy people like that. But, I mean, again, it's also, does Frog have the ability to answer into this Aatrox, who's quite
Yeah,
strong at the
go in
moment.
here onto Jaimu Wu. W going to be utilized. They can't tumble away, but Silver Bolts do quite a bit of damage. And now you're going to be re-engaged on Scion. Condemned, beautiful into the wall, but the counter ult finding back around, and Neznude gets the better of that trade. Now Zach's going to be here in the bot lane. They do have percent health damage, so they're maybe a little bit better equipped to help get down Wahaj. They also have the movement speed to boot. However,
Lilia
Great
coming
going to
though.
be available. Hopfrog will be able to find the kill with Zax. However, Lilia ultimate going to be utilized as the zombie is going to be here to DPS. Zax's still going to be alive though, and it looks like Tyler are just going to be able to get out one, maybe no two, as the shuriken flip flies. And Hopfrog and Zax show them what it means.
I think that's going to be a Rift Herald bot. I think it's going to be a tower, potentially 2 crashes. Someone's got to come answer this. Vayne heading top. Yet, I mean, this Udyr quite strong. That percentage health damage. It helped that they were given multiple kills courtesy of their tower, but we saw game 2 from Bear. This game, it's kind of the Zac show on their signature pick, doing work.
And I think it really does speak to Tyler's preparation, where, they made it so that, ultimate going to be utilized underneath the turret. Dr. Explosive is going to be forced to utilize the World Ender in turn. Haymaker going to do a decent amount of damage, as here comes Neznude, but now Jaimu Wu looking to do the damage, is able to find Kali. Facebreaker not quite going to be able to hit there. Neznude looking to find the Plasma procs. This Great Snake is also here to assist. Ultimate not available here for Great Snake, so not too much threat there. Fight's going to go ahead.
Did have to force the flash out there from Neznude. Just they weren't 100% if the ult was up. Didn't want to risk dying there. You do have a shutdown. Does SNC have a play they can make here, though?
I'm not 100% sure. But I really love how high alert they've had these pocket picks that have been such a problem for Tewmpest Fwame, that it's forced them to be able to get more of their mains, So this game we're able to see Zax on the Udyr because bans were swapped out. That just means that you're gonna have champs like Luffy, Future King of the Pirates, is saying in the chat. There's like 15 different champs you cannot give to Tyler.
I just have to
Yeah, but the problem is that there's only 5 bans and 5 picks. So like, I'm not too good at math, but I don't think it adds up.
I don't think
Now,
it maths.
here's the question, right? Because we saw them go for that 20-minute Baron. They walked away. It's only the 3rd Drake. Neither team's on soul point. Do you think that Tewmpest Fwame try to maybe call a bluff of high alert here? They go to the drag and then they immediately try to do this Baron, or do we think that high alert are expecting this and it's going to be a bit of a like reverse psychology, reverse psychology type of deal?
I think that Tewmpest Fwame are going to pull the double reverse triple suplex psychology and just not do anything. They're going to say, we scale so good here. If we just can get a little bit more gold onto the Vayne, we're going to do everything we can. Vayne soaks up all the farm. All these objectives go down. We don't care. We can live through these, just clearing waves. And then once there's a little bit more... Oh, nope, they're going to go ahead and fight it. Waha's going to go in there with the ultimate. Knockout's going to be down on Kiala. Here comes the Yumi ultimate across the backside, dealing with Hopfrog, who's trying to take care of Jaimu Wu, but Jaimu Wu is able to tumble and roll. Kiala going to go pretty low. Into the backline goes Wahaj with the bear ult, but Kiala is going to be down on the back of Dr. Explosive going in. A beautiful facebreaker. Not quite going to be able to find Jaimu Wu. He is going to go down ultimately to Farag, but Tewmpest Fwame are going to actually prove me so wrong. They're going to find an ace, and I think they're going to look at the Baron.
The reinforcements just coming out there sooner. I think Bear was trying to shove out that mid wave, which is a good call, but 5-man unit coming from Tewmpest Fwame. They got the Scion ult. They got that damage off. Gonna be a Baron start. Zac isn't up for 3 seconds. They're probably beelining it up here, but it's gonna be close. No Vayne does mean this does go down kind of slowly.
Yeah, no Vayne means this takes quite a bit longer. Lilia is going to help with that quite a bit. The percent health damage is nice. However, we do see teleport coming in here for Bear. It's on 2K. We're going to have to see what happens. Zax is in the pit. It's going to be a spike fight, and blue team gets it! Zax takes him down, and now it's disaster in the pit. Dr. Explosive gets so much healing, but is it going to be enough? No, Frog's going to perfectly execute, and Zando Dweda only escapes on the back of Jaimu Wu.
SNC bit off more than they could chew. They wanted the cake and the brownies. Unfortunately, they were only allowed to have one dessert.
There's a
Tyler,
bait.
quicker there. Zax popping the ghost, got there. That steal probably just saved the series for them, because with that Baron, things would have been looking pretty bad for High Alert, but now they're the ones rocking purple. They get the mid tower. They've got the 4K gold lead. They're cracking the base.
Yeah. I don't think they're out of the woods just yet, because you do have to accelerate into this team. Vayne Yuumi is going to be a problem as we get more towards the late game. So, really good job on them to get that Baron, especially after the Drake fight didn't exactly go their way, but you're not out of the woods yet.
No, absolutely. Got to do something with this Baron. They, crack that mid tower, either look to maybe get the inhib or maybe send reinforcements to get one of these side lanes cracked open. I think there's options here, but yeah, definitely High Alert can't just sit on that Baron take and chill out till the next drag.
Yeah. On the other hand, Tewmpest Fwame can do just that. They are chilling like a villain. Up gold. I want to see Vayne with like 250 CS. That's what I want to see. If Vayne gets to 250, I think Tewmpest Fwame just win.
Well, I mean, even just in terms of that 80 to 80 matchup, I mean, we've got 2 items and components on this Kaisa. We see 2 items and no mythic. That's a big, I think, takeaway from Vayne. Doesn't have the passive from the mythic coming out here. Wahaj, very tanky. I'm glad to see no Hullbreaker. They're not disappointing me with the inting Scion strat. They played a meatball Scion, which I greatly respect a meatball Scion.
Okay, so meatball Scion can stay in the game. Inting Scion has to.
Yeah, it's like if they could somehow make it to where you can't use like your active items in your zombie form, or like even just take the whole zombie form out. I'd be all for Scion, but it's just. I could talk about this for days. Maybe not days. I don't think it's that big a topic, because Frog gonna get some damage off, but
Yeah.
even with that 2-level advantage, gonna take the worst end of the trade.
This isn't even a wet noodle fight. This is a sopping wet noodle fight. We are going to see Shuriken Flip going to be utilized quite nicely there, however. Lily ult going to be used. Great Snake does not want to fight there. Perfect execution. They're going to look for Great Snake. The Shuriken Flip lands! Frog absolutely kills it in the 1v2.
1v2, doesn't matter. Baron's explosive gonna fight like they've fought all series long.
Ooh,
Zach's
Jamu's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Condemn going to be utilized as Nesnude going to look for the damage. Cleanse going to be utilized to get off that exhaust, but now Zax might be in a little bit of trouble. One more silver blow, one more passive's going to do it. They're able to find the kill, and now Dr. Explosive is here for backup. Frog might be in trouble. Wahaj might be able to get this kill as Kale looked to defend Nesnude. Ends up falling for it, and that's a good amount of stalling for Tewmpest Fwame. And yes, Jack, it is Hork-up time.
Yeah, Tower did go down bot, so not the end of the world. You still have about a 4K gold lead. You got this dragon coming up. This is a big drag, because this would be putting SNC on Soul Point, which could be a huge difference maker, especially Ocean. You got the Scion, you got the Aatrox. Lilia even likes having that Drake a lot. So, but I think High Alert have the tools here to fight it. They've got Flash on the Kaisa, they got Flash on the set. It's got to take a big set ult from Scion into the enemies here. But they might not even get here in time.
Vayne does so much damage here. Dragon's already almost halfway down. And they're not running into bits, so that dragon is going to be gone. However, they might be able to do something with the fight on the back end. Wahaj does not want to be launched in the back of the enemy team, and there it goes. Lots of damage going to be down there into Jamu Wu. Haber has a target, and it is the Vayne. Lily ult going to be utilized here. It's going to find a lot of sleeps onto the enemy backline. Nesnude just going to be taken down, flashing away. Are they going to burn down? They're looking to live on the mid lane. Great Snake is able to get that kill. Meanwhile, though, Zax doing damage with Frog here on the enemy backline. Able to kill Jamu Wu. Dr. Explosive and Wahaj going to be the members left, as Zandwa Dweda hops from friend to friend. Zach doing quite a bit of damage here with the demonic. Blocking a lot of damage, healing a lot. Oh, with the Jock Show. Hopfrog looking to do it, but Hopfrog's going to be able to follow to the pass, and Hazak's going to be the next target. But I think it may just be safe to say that Tewmpest Fwame have scaled.
Tewmpest Flame of Scaled. The straight up 5v5s are going the direction of SNC. Luckily for Hyler, Baron gonna spawn right about the same time as Zax is up. So they're
Just so you
that
know,
is an
Bear
angle.
is now Boar.
Boar.
Yes.
So
We've been Page Schmeckles.
Boar had a good look there. He went in with the flash, ulted the Scion into Vayne, or well, actually he ulted the Scion in and then flashed W Zayamuwu, who nearly died instantaneously, but Lilia was keeping Kaisa out of the fight, couldn't go in with the R, and Zax and Frog were on the other side, so there wasn't another buddy to kind of help kill this Vayne. And so fight goes SNC's way, they get the drag, they're on Soul Point. Do High Alert win the Baron fight?
Yeah, it's unclear to me at this point. I think. Well, they're going to start the Baron up first to force Tewmpest Queen to come into them. Oh, they're going to back off. They were just trying to sneak it, and they were discovered.
This is on a razor's edge.
Frog has to
here.
be careful. Frog taking so much damage. Zaimu Wu does the damage. Meanwhile, lots of damage going to be found on the Great Snake. Jungler rated for mid laner. But I just feel like with the Vayne Yuumi, there goes some CC. And Zaimu Wu is healthy in the back line. Silver Bolt flying. Haymaker doing quite a bit of damage. Actually, they're able to get the Vayne down! Now, Wahaj and Explosive are left to deal the damage. Nesnu taken as well as Dr. Explosive healing so much, but another good Haymaker. A good Gore Trigger keeps him alive temporarily, but Zanza Dweda has been DCC. They can't hop back on to Wahaj. And High Alert find their fight.
They get the fight. I don't know if they can do the Baron, though. I mean, it's just set, and it's just the Udyr. They're probably just going to look to shove this out. Maybe ascend set
maybe
top,
can
try
crack
and get
in him?
tower.
Maybe if they ran for it. Not anymore. Not anymore.
No, with Vayne up in 15, it's just going to be a gold fight, which, I mean, again, you're not going to complain. You kept them off Baron, and you can do this fight all over again in about 60 seconds.
Yeah.
This Zax does not die on the Udyr. Like, that Conqueror is putting in massive work.
Okay, without looking, I'm checking numbers. How much damage do you think Demonic Embrace has done?
How much damage do I think Demonic has done? I mean, these are some really beefy guys, so I'll say like 5,500.
6,700.
Oh. Sounds about right. Wait, Lilia basing here. They don't know that, but this could be a good look.
Zelius, how the f did this game get to 60 kills? Ooh, Zaimu Wu's gonna look for Nesnude here, and that's probably gonna be it. Good cleanse, gonna keep him alive for now, actually. And now Zaimu Wu might be in a little bit of trouble. This could be absolutely devastating here for SNC. Frog and Zax are looking to do the damage, but they're tumbling, they're rolling, they're speeding. They're able to get the Vayne down, but at what cost? Wait, Snake now available. Ulti gonna be utilized. Sleep gonna go here on to Zac and Hot Bear. Ooh, gonna use the ultimate to try and keep their jungler alive, but it's not quite gonna beat off. A beautiful Haymaker does a ton of damage, but there's no one to support you. It's now Kaisen Poppy versus the world.
Zayu survived so long there, just tumbling back and forth. They do end up going down in the end, but they kill Zax. Finally, are able to take this guy down. That's going to be, I think that's just a Baron. And I don't know if they have a way to stop this. I mean, it's just Kaisa and Poppy. The drag's not up for 15, so they're going to try to burst this down, I think.
Yeah. It is going to go quite quickly. If they trade Drake, I don't hate it. But I do just think that High Alert are just looking deeper and deeper into the scaling pit of Tewmpest Fwame.
Director Cam doesn't. Alright, so this drag should go down in time. So luckily, they get out. Hex Flash is up for Poppy over the wall. So not the end of the world. The gold is still pretty even. This is anybody's game, but I'm not even playing, and my nerves are kind of spiking right now.
I'm really curious to see how this one plays out, because while I think High Alert are on the back foot at this point, I do not think they're out of it by any means. They've shown us they know how to play these fights. And here comes another one. Wahaj going to be rooted up, going to be ulted onto Explosive. That's quite a bit of damage going to be found. Hob Bear trying to chunk him out, but there's so much healing. Ulting into the backline. Wait, Snake now going to be the target. Vayne not quite available, but the Lily ult finds a couple. And Wahaj and Explosive just do not die. Hob Bear looks to try and get Jaimu Wu out of here, but without assistance, they cannot find it. And I think Tewmpest Fwame... Well, hang on. Zach is very quick. Gonna be dancing around Explosive. You think they can do it? Advanced Turtle Form is available here. It gives you quite a bit of healing. Now Dr. Explosive just cannot land a Q right now. Now forced to run away, uses the E, flashes out. Zach has found him where he wants him, and Zax gets the kill!
That's big. That's champ down. There is going to be inhib, though. I don't think they can end. They have reinforcements coming up, but yeah, this is... The fights are going Hylert's, or they're not going Hylert's favor. SNC, this Vayne, wasn't even there for that fight. They just couldn't churn through Boahaj. They couldn't get through Explosive in time. This healing is kind of massive.
Yeah. It's a lot of healing coming through for their different items. Anti-heal is desperately needed on the side of Hylert, and it's desperately needed in a damage capacity. You see the Thornmail is purchased for Zax. However, that's only going to be applying when someone is hitting him because of the changes that were made to that item. So really, you want to see it on Akali. You want to see it on Nesnud. You want to see it on someone who can apply it more consistently across the enemy team, because Wahaj and Explosive just keep living for so long, and it's a huge issue here for Hylert.
Yeah, do have it on Kiali as well, but that's why it's so tough. Zax fishing over the wall. They're shoving out mid. Frog is down there trying to keep this mid wave out, or the bot wave out.
The turret's going to fall. Poppy ult's going to be utilized, so they have a moment to look to make a play. But Tewmpest Fwame are going to be respectful of that timer. Just regroup here on the mid wave. Vayne is 250 CS. Thank you, Jamies. So my prediction would be now Tewmpest Fwame just win the game. They're looking for an engage. They're fishing here.
You got to be careful at this point. I mean, you have an inhib down. You have your inhib turrets down. This is, you got to be really careful leaving your bases higher. Is Zach's going to be able to run that one out?
Yeah. Nice little empowered ult to follow them, get a little bit chip damage down. Brawl. Tight. This inhib is going to be the next target. It does look like Hylert are just seeding the ground, so I would expect this to be taken. He's going to be charged. Ult is going to go into the back line there looking for a play. A beautiful clustering up. However, a huge Lily ult is going to be the counter, and Jaimu Wu is going to be doing damage to the back line. Condemn is found on Nesnud. It is cleansed, though, and Nesnud finds the kill onto the Vayne. Zonto Dwayne is going to be the next target, and the cat is going to fall. However, Dr. Explosive is able to find Nesnud in the back line there. Hot Frog looking to do the damage. Hob Bear is still going to be alive. They've killed the main damage carriers, and now they just have to deal with the beef boys. Dr. Explosive able to find one. However, he's going to fall as well, and now Boahaj is going to be the sole member left alive. The base is crumbling. However, they're able to TP out. Not quite. It's going to be canceled. Wahaj doing so much damage. They're going to be ulting away, and that is a Scion for you.
Yeah, oh man, that cleanse was so huge there from the Kaisa. They're able to kill the Vayne, who has no sums now. The Dragon Soul is coming up. I feel like Hylert, I mean, again, you got to try and fight this, but your base is in shambles. You got the mid turret, or you have the one turret at your nexus. You got no mid turret. Your mid inhib's exposed. Zach's trying to shove out the wave. They're doing the right things, but I feel like this game is going to come down to this soul fight.
Yeah, this dragon is now up, and it was a really good hold there from Hylert. They found a beautiful combination, lots of bursts to help negate the amount of healing, but in the end they weren't able to get too much out of it just because of how far Tewmpest Fwame had them pushed in. Now the set ult's going to be forced to use perhaps a little bit early on in the back line, and they're a little bit disjointed. Haymaker going to be utilized, finds a bit of damage. Lilia going to sleep Frog, and Frog's going to be taken out. Jaimu Wu's doing a lot of damage and shows no signs of slowing down. Boar's going to be taken away as well. Now Kiale and Zax are left alone to deal with the Beef Boys. Kaisa's found by Jiaimu Wu. Kiale's going to find themselves in a little bit of a bounce house, and that's going to be Soul, and probably the game. Probably the series for Tewmpest Fwame.
Yeah, all that's up is Zax. He's had one hell of a game on this Udyr, but you're the only one left against all of SNC. You're going to do what you can. Ult coming through from the Scion.
Yeah. Ultimately, Shutdown will go over there to Dr. Explosive. And it looks like Tewmpest Fwame will be advancing to the commercial finals.
What a series.
Alright. I'll end the prediction. That's a lot of schmeckles. Who did you bet on?
I did bet on Tewmpest Fwame. I followed the money.
So what'd you make? Or is that uncouth
put
to
1,500.
ask?
So I gained 3,000. So I gained 1,500. I basically doubled up my money.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
All right.
Man,
who
just
are
don't
your
even know what to say. That was
MVP
crazy.
candidates here?
I think, I mean, the first person that comes to my mind is Boar in the top lane. That Cassante performance was Herculean, and then even that game had some really good moments on the set. So that'd be my first pick. I'm just trying to think.
I think White
there's...
Snake had an incredible series on the Lilia, especially Game 1, Game 3.
Yeah, I would agree. And then I think is it Zion Uwu? Both games that SNC won, I feel like they had a really good performance as well. So if I'm picking another candidate from SNC, that's where I would go.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Nesna though was insane that game too. And then game 3, I mean, we saw some clutch condemns. We saw some really big plays out of them. So I think if there's another person on high alert, I think I'd probably go Nesnud as well.
Nesnud, okay. And then one more. So White Snake, Bear, Jaimu, Nesnud. Last one.
I mean, probably some.
Or Dr. Explosive.
I think.
Could also be Zonda Dweda, but I think it has to be someone from SNC.
Yeah, I think Blahaj probably had the more consistent series overall.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably lean into Blahaj.
Alrighty. Well, we have our MVP going for you fine folks in the chat. Use your schmeckles to vote on that. And you will go ahead see about getting an interview. What are we thinking about asking the hopeful interviews?
I mean, gotta ask about the thought process behind the Scion mid. I think gonna have to pick their brain about this upcoming series on Sunday. I'm sure they're gonna be tightly tuned in to see who they'll be facing in the finals. I mean, there's a million different ways we can go about asking. I think so many interesting things were coming out from SNC, I feel like.
Yeah. I just thought of another thing that we could do Schmeckle points for. We should have a Schmeckle point thing that people can pay Schmeckles to ask the MVP a question.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that quick here so I don't forget it. All right. Ugh. It was a beautiful series, Nesnud. Absolutely beautiful for both teams. I mean, really, that last game had me on the edge of my seat hard. It does look like currently Bear is in the lead. Some high alert representatives.
Yeah, reminder that you can use your Schmeckles to influence the vote. So if you're an SNC fan and you want to hear from a particular snack bear, now is the time. You got some options.
Yeah. Option.
But the high alert members are just going tit for tat here.
You don't hear me clicking. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it seems like some wallets are coming through here. Blahaj, they are trying to make a comeback. It looks like some Snack Bear fans are looking to make a last ditch effort here.
Yeah, for sure. And it does look like, ooh, it's close, but I think Bear is going to be our MVP. So we will ask if they want to do an interview. And we will see maybe about grabbing someone from just
Yeah.
the guy contributed 6,400 channel points.
What's the waffle ratio there? That's like 1 point something waffles, right? 5,000 per.
Bear, welcome to the broadcast. Congratulations on winning the MVP. Condolences on not winning the series. How are you feeling?
We're a little bummed around here, but it's okay. It's to be expected after a tough loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that second game just absolutely, or not second game, third game. I mean, we were on the edge of our seats, and we were not even the ones playing. So I can only imagine what the tension levels were like in game there for sure.
Yeah, the I don't even know what to say. The Scion pick was fucking amazing, I guess. Scion Aatrox, it was pretty much impossible.
Yeah.
We had some good looks, but like other than that, I mean, Scion Aatrox just kind of peeled for Vayne, and we couldn't kill Vayne, so.
I think a lot of the chat voted you MVP because they were impressed with your Dante performance. And on top of that, can you talk to me a little bit about how the draft pick went? Because we noticed that you guys always seem to have a draft answer, and it ultimately forced Tewmpest Fwame into giving you guys the in the last game.
Yeah, Kasante just got buffed, so he's like uber broken, kinda. So first game we kind of trolled. I thought we could bait it. Someone made a call and we had decided to give it up and first pick Zaya. Just because it's been pick or ban at Worlds, so we thought that maybe we could kind of portray it here, but yeah, I mean, I felt like the first game it was the Seraphine pick was really really good, and then the Cassante. I mean, I just felt impossible pretty much that first game, but the second game, I was just like they gave us blue or we got blue, and I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna first pick it, and not even it doesn't even matter. I really like Cassante. I think I'm really good on it, so. I'm glad that I got to have a really good second game on it.
Yeah. Other questions, Less Force?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I mean again that last the Scion definitely threw me for a whirl. It sounds like it threw you guys for a whirl. I mean there were some like really awesome looks in game 3, like that cleanse from Nesnut on the Vayne condemn into the wall. They got the shutdowns and stuff. Right up till the end it was just super close. But yeah, I don't think I've got nothing else off the top of my dome I can think of.
Yeah. I just want to say that thank you guys for a fantastic season. Second season for us at High Alert. Upset we didn't get the back-to-back, but I'm excited to watch finals whenever that'll be. I'm excited to watch hopefully TVA versus Backflip. Yeah, Backflip and TVA are both my boys, so I'm not gonna pick a side, but I'll be happy if whoever wins.
All right. Anyone else you want to shout out for your season?
Uh, I'm being DM'd on League of Legends to tell Ness gave the call for B1 Casante game 2, so I'll give him that credit. And then shout out my team, shout out SNC for being nice. Yeah, just and shout out Hollow. Hollow, he's my 1v1 partner and my dog, so
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. With that, I'll pop you right back on down. Do we want to grab who was the runner-up of the poll? It was Wahaj, right?
I mean, if we're looking for a SNC rep, it was Boahaj. I think technically Nesna was second, but obviously we want to get an SNC representative.
All right. Go ahead and drag him on in here. Welcome, Wahaj, to the broadcast.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Like, we were really hoping to get to finals because I know last split, Tewmpest Fwame made it to finals, then lost. So we're hoping to, redeem that a little bit.
Alrighty. Now, talk to us about the drafting a little bit this game. So we noticed that High Alert had a lot of picks that threw you guys through a little bit of a loop, and that eventually caused Udyr to be able to pick up. What were kind of the comms like during the drafting?
So game 1, we were just like, okay, we're gonna ban the Gangplank, we're gonna ban the Udyr, we're gonna ban the Ziggs, and like if they first pick Casante, we can just respond with like Singed or Garen. We weren't sure which one we would do. But then they ended up leaving it up, so obviously we took it because we could flex it mid or top, depending if they tried to pick something like Garen that's really difficult for Casante. And then game 2, it was basically the same idea, but they also left Jinx up this time, so we didn't know if they were planning on first picking Jinx or Casante, and whichever one they picked, we could just pick the other one. We talked about banning Casante instead of Udyr, but Explosive was like, I think I can do it. We don't need to ban it, so we left it up, and obviously going into game 3, we reconsidered that and decided to ban out the Casante.
All right. Do you have some questions? Last.
I mean, I guess what was the Scion mid? What was the? I guess how did you guys stumble into that being the R5 answer? And I guess did the lane play out the way you guys were thinking it was? Because my thought was that
we
High
are
Alert, we're gonna
the Aatrox, not the Scion.
Sorry, that's right. But the switch
yeah.
the switch around, because we were assuming it was gonna be Scion top.
So
was that
Scion planning to probably have it go mid unless there was somehow a really good top answer? Obviously we knew that the High Alert was gonna think it's top, so we picked it to try and get them to pick a counter pick that we could then get our top lane of choice into. And looking through their mids champ pools, the only really good mages they had were Victor and Orianna and Syndra. We banned 2 of them. Then Victor into Scion, it's gonna feel bad for Scion, but if you're saying Victor or Scion scaling, I'd much rather have the Scion there. So I was pretty confident that no matter what they picked, we could just go Scion mid and then give top counter pick.
All right. Last question for you here. We've got the other semifinal coming up on Sunday, Arcana versus Backflip. Who are you more looking forward to facing finals? Or how do you think that's going to go?
TVA has been undefeated all season so far, right?
Yes.
So it would be really exciting if we were able to face them. I'm sure Backflip would also be really good competition, but if they're undefeated going into finals and we get to, be the team that beats them, that would be really awesome.
Alrighty. Well, anyone you want to shout out before we let you go here?
Yeah, I really appreciate Lest Force for always believing in Tewmpest Fwame. Undying
nice, man.
commitment to our team.
Yep.
All right, thank you very much. That's gonna do it for us tonight, folks. Who should we raid? Anyone? Who's online right now? Anyone? Any Twitch streamers? Oh, Polypuff is live. Do Polypuff. They play League. Woohoo! All right, that's gonna do it for us, folks. Take it easy, and as Lest Force always says,
Stay breezy all the time.